And so, what will our merry shiny knights do during this one shot? Well, the guild leader Digius has called them in to report from their last mission. Maybe we'll find out. Find out now. Why don't you introduce your characters?
Ah!
Also, I'm loving the music right now.
Yeah, I love spinning me around like a record.
Alright, who's going first?
Yeah, who's going first?
I'm just gonna go left to right.
Sure.
Hi, my name is Yo. Sorry. Hi, my name's what?
My God.
Are you okay?
God.
Hello?
No.
The speaking check.
Can you hear me?
Yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
We're listening to you.
Oh.
A mental breakdown.
You're like, where are you guys at? And we're like, we're right fucking here. And you're like, are you here? And we're like, yeah.
I thought Alyssa couldn't hear me, so that's why I was confused. Sorry.
Now you're good.
Hi, my name is Yoshio. I am a paladin, and I'm also an elf. I do be quite strong. I'm dumb as hell, though. But don't expect me to be too friendly with you unless you're a beautiful dame. That's all I got. Oh, and I have green hair, and I'm tanned. And he's got hair covering one side of his face.
All right. Willie.
Alright, I'm William McHagendas.
Yes.
I'm a Goliath bard. I'm from the School of Valor, and I've got me battle axe bagpipes.
You wanna switch spots quick, Alyssa?
Yeah. Why?
No reason.
For no reason.
I'm loud, aggressive, I trash talk a lot, and I'm overconfident. I hate being called out for not being manly, and I have no filter on what I say.
The Shiny Knights are the manliest men in all of manliness. And woman.
That's all I got.
Maybe.
Who's the women?
I don't know. Are you not a woman?
No, I'm not gonna be a girl this time.
Well, maybe we should have made that apparent. Marco!
Maybe you shouldn't have guessed it.
I assume gender!
You bigot!
I'm a bit smaller than the big guy over here. I'm Marco. I'm a halfling bard. About, I don't know, like 3'2". From the School of Eloquence. I don't know. He's a bit rough. Not a big fan of his instruments either. But I got nice brown hair, like greenish hazel eyes, a lute on my back. And I don't know. I like to be shiny and show that I've come a long ways because I kind of grew up in a rough life.
Shinydom is the true heart of the Shiny Knights. I'm glad that all of you are introducing yourselves around my bedpost.
How tall are you, by the way, Willie?
Too tall.
Actually,
Willie. Never mind.
Willie's dead.
He's dead.
Argandos. They put
I
him on
return.
ice.
How tall are you?
How tall am I? I put myself at 7'10", 312
Oh yeah, you're a
pounds.
bit taller than me.
Jesus Christ, you're an abomination.
It's
Jesus.
like a lie.
I'm a Goliath.
Holy fuck.
I'm a halfling that's 3'2".
I like to think this is all in character.
Jesus.
Sitting around the table.
All right. Is that it, Marco?
That's fine for now.
Cypress. Cypress.
Hello? Can you hear me?
There we go.
Okay. I just sent a picture to the Discord. That's me.
That's Why did you
It's
play a
a-
lizard folk?
It's a no. It's a like a Chinese water dragon, I believe is what they call them. That particular type of lizard. They have really, really long, like whip-like tails. So my character has like a really long whip-like tail. They've got longer back legs because they kind of run on water and stuff. It's really cool. I want one as a pet.
And I can run on water.
No. But so my character is like really like my character's 6.5 feet, like that nice color of green, super long whip-like tail, and kind of like thinner than you'd expect someone who could carry the like all this armor, like heavy plate mail armor, but the armor is like super shiny. I mean, it's this beautiful silver stuff, but so I fit in even though I'm a little bit skinnier and all that. Most of the muscles in the legs there, really fast, strong legs. Um,
Now it makes sense.
I'm just trying not to laugh because fucking Cole posted a picture of just the rotated image.
Sorry, I needed that for me. I wasn't sure what it would look like.
You should look up the lizards that run on water or whatever. But yeah, I got a bit of like I stand very proud and all that because I've got a little bit of like a noble background, so I like straight back. I've got all the shiny silver looking armor and everything. I could afford that.
Tell us, are you a noble from the island of Scar?
Where else would I be from? I guess I'm Dragonborn.
Exactly.
Thing I've ever seen.
Yes, I am.
All right. Is that it for you?
It looks like, oh my god, Emily, that looks like Kermit just like waving his arms around.
Guys, we're gonna be playing till 2 in the morning if we're this slow. I'm just gonna say. Bosco, your turn.
Hello, everybody. Oh, sorry, it's a little bit hard to hear me in here. And then I kind of like open up the flap of my my helmet and just like a little bit of flap where you can like see my head. Hello, everyone. My name is Bosco Bottleby. I am a halfling standing in a 6'8" suit of giant ass power armor.
It's not very fair, now is it?
I cheated. What's on you? I got big brains. So yeah, you know him to be a little bit on the chaotic side, but he does do things for good, but he's also very petty. So if you piss him off, he'll go through very elaborate plans just to get his form of revenge. And he's very crafty and intelligent. But then he kind of closes the flap on his armor and just kind of walks forward. All right, let's just go forward.
You all embody the shiniest knights of the shiny. We are just called the shiny right now, I should tell you. But hopefully one day we will gain favor and get our true knightdom on. We will ascend beyond the realm of just shiny. And we will be nobility. And, he's like, and you all kind of stand at attention as he's just like, he goes, shiny, and he sticks his hand up, and that's your cue to go to do the same.
Yep, I'm gonna do the same. Shiny!
Shiny.
They look over to you, Bosco.
I mean, shiny!
Yeah!
Yes!
All right. I'm gonna get some nice background music going, and then we will. So now that introductions are out of the way, we will start this baby off. Oof, oof, oof. What a time to be alive in the world of Koketzel. The city is bustling. No one's aware of what's happening yet or how it's happening. But maybe someday the Shiny Knights will find out, reach their way to the top. Only then will the Shiny Knights be truly shiny. There we go.
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
Huzzah! Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you all, I've been carrying around a collection of magic items for the past 3 months.
There you go.
And, for one reason or another, you guys haven't listened to me and you guys haven't wanted it for some reason, so are you guys interested in any form of magical items? Alrighty, let me pull out what I got. And then just like seemingly out of nowhere, he uses like magic to pull out like there's like a little bit of like there's like a ring and there's like a this is ability, but I can enhance your armor once we do a long rest, I think. And then there's also this repulsion shield that you guys have to attune to, and it's like can hit people away once it has them. So y'all want a repulsion shield? Do y'all want a spell refueling ring?
I like the repulsion shield. What is it? Is it silver? Is it shiny? How shiny is the shield?
I will make it shiny. I haven't.
You better shine that shield up.
I haven't. What's your? I don't see your name. What's your name?
You'll never know my name.
Alyssa, what's your name? What's your character's name? I don't
Cypress.
see it.
Oh, is it not showing for you guys?
I see
Oh,
it.
it's a little bit.
It's covering my name up.
Oh, yes, Cypress. I have the ability of magic, so I can shiny up my armor and my abilities and my everything whenever I want. So, do you want the repulsion shield?
Oh no.
Said you want the repulsion shield.
Alyssa, we can't hear you.
No,
Oh, there we go.
no.
We hear you again. We hear you again.
Hey, yes.
Alrighty, it is hereby yours. Look up repulsion shield, and it is yours.
Yes.
What's the other things?
What's that ring do?
This here ring, and I kind of just pull it out. Just like it's like big, meaty, like metal hands, just kind of like tinkle around and just like eventually, this just tiny like gold ring with like a little like emerald at the tip. And this ring, it can recover expended spell slots depending on how many items I'm attuned to, which is 4. So you can recover 4 levels worth of spell slot.
Oh, that sounds very useful.
I will look how long it takes. As an action.
I would definitely be able to use that. Unless anybody else wants it.
Yours.
You can have it.
Spell refueling ring. Alrighty. And hold on 1 second, Yoshio. I'm beginning to look into what it takes to use an item. 1 second. When I finish a long rest, I'll be working on your armor in the night times, and in the morning it shall be better.
Wait, what?
It's when I finish a long rest, I can infuse that armor of yours. Magic,
We're kind of better.
better defense, better all the way around.
Oh,
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
make sure it's just as shiny.
I will be sure to.
Or
Not as strong
shinier.
as mine.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Why didn't you ever enhance my armor with the shininess, Bosco?
Because I don't like it.
My armor is shiny enough as is, anyways. I'm the shiniest knight of the shiny knights. That's why I'm the captain. Ha ha ha.
Anyway, and kind of like flip up like the flaps. So can we go, or what is it that you want us to do?
You've got to go speak with the guild master Demetrius. That's his name, right?
I think
He's
it
not
was,
shiny enough, but
I think it
running
was
that might work.
Digius,
Oh, Digius,
Right?
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, why don't you go on and speak with him for me? Do what he says, whatever. You know, maybe we get the day off or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, it's what number? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's number of the item, magic item the wearer is currently attuned to.
Yep.
Okay. Not what I thought. That makes sense. It would make most sense on me, but
You can keep it.
yeah, okay, I'll keep it. Fuck, there's so many magic items. When you're playing a 20 intelligence character, but you actually have like 10 intelligence.
You can't keep up.
It's a mood.
Yeah, you're just like, right, I knew that.
Okay, so what are you guys doing?
I'm going to Digius.
Alright.
I don't know if the rest of you are following, but
Yeah, let's go to
I'm
Digius.
Okay, to make our way to Digius. Calculating optimal path to Digius.
Beep, 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 beep. Get a little ring from your thing. Otherwise, yeah, you begin to make your way across town to Digius's guild house. It looks a little smaller than it does in the future. Not quite as built up, maybe, but just on one side, it seems like the horse stables are kind of like just getting there in the back, and for what you can see, like the shop area is just getting finished being built, like it almost just opened. And yeah, so the group heads inside, and you head up to Digius's corridor. As you do you do
I
anything?
knock.
You knock. All right. You knock.
It's us, Digius the Shiny. We're here from our captain.
Captain has sent us from the Shiny.
Come in.
I kind of like open the door, but it's like a really grand way of like opening the door, like it's really extra.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of extra, like I use one of my magical tinkerings as an action. I'll make like a trumpet noise as an entrance, just dun, 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 dun.
You get
And I do like a pose.
Sure. You get gazes by your fellow bards as dramatically you plop open the door almost just
Give a quick chord on the lute.
Yeah. And as you enter, all kind of posing in different ways, Digius just kind of looks at you. He's like, "Oh my god." Hey. Yeah, I know. It was Chris. Yeah, Chris sent you.
We have only known him as captain for our entire time knowing him.
Oh.
Yeah, he doesn't tell us his name.
Well, don't
It's
tell
Chris?
him. No, that's no.
Oh, okay.
Don't call him Chris. Don't. Anyways, I'll just tell you if you call him Chris, he'll probably kick you out of the Shiny Knights. He just likes to be called captain nowadays. But anyways, yeah. So, well, you finished that raid, I'm guessing, the Goblin encampment. I heard your captain kind of sustained.
Yeah, he's a bit hurt.
Yeah, well, a bite or two, and it seemed that healing in certain parts of his body isn't, well, isn't really happening right now. So maybe after a little while, the effects will wear off and he'll be able to heal normally over time. But for now, it looks like he's out of commission. Thank God. And you kind of hear him mutter under his breath. It's like, I have, let's see, he pages through some notes. Something suitable for you guys here, if you don't mind it. I remember that, your captain, wanted, what was it? I think he said something along the lines of, righteous and plentiful quest. Do you guys know what that means?
I mean, he told us to ask you what you have for us, but
Right. I thought this one was righteous and plentiful enough for you guys. It's a noble's having some trouble with his daughter. You want
Daughter, you say?
Yeah, daughter. 12-year-old daughter. And well, he seems to have sought out the guild house to help in this endeavor in whatever way it seems that he didn't really list the details, so maybe you can get it from him.
no, just point us in the right direction.
All right. Figured knights would want to help save a maiden in danger or whatever. He'll be out past the green on the northeast side of town with the rest of the nobles.
And who's it we're looking for?
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Kind of rests his head for a second. You can see him just...
Who was it?
Didius?
Hi!
Didius?
Wake up!
Hey, yeah, sorry. Sorry about that. His name is Riscus Phomius III. And his daughter is Dios Phomius.
Discus. Chromius.
Anyways,
Had a lot of data.
you'll see RF on the outside of his gates, and, well, you know, he's a noble, so try to act, well, I guess I don't have to worry about with you guys. Knightly, I guess is the word.
I believe so.
Alright, well, that's all I got. If you just want to sign here, whoever, just one of your party needs to sign to take the quest, and then you're
Didius.
oh yeah, hey, and then you're on your way.
I'll step forward and like pick up the quill and be like, whoosh,
Okay, you
and
just
it'll be like a super fancy like cursive.
you just drag it across. He's like, that's a line. You just made a line.
And then I like fill it in the rest of the way, but it's like,
super fancy cursive. Let me guess.
yeah.
I figured. So yeah, you quickly fill it in. As he's like, yeah, good luck. Everyone, by the way, you all have one greater and one lesser healing potion.
Okay.
Just for reference. Something I put later in my notes, but still have it. So.
Do you need some sleep there, Didius?
No, I guess you can say I'm just split apart too thin nowadays.
Huh.
You know, like if you take butter, but you don't have enough, and you spread it over to...
You don't get a great thing of toast then. Oh, let's leave him.
Is there like a blanket or anything in the room?
No. His usual office.
Does he have like a cloak on or anything?
Mhm.
I'm gonna like shift it so it covers his shoulders more like a blanket.
You come around him and just kind of quickly just put the his cloak a little more over him. Seems to just kind of like nestle his head into his arm. You can just hear him. Otherwise,
Quick question about armor. Do we all have like the armor class of plate armor?
yes,
Yep.
18.
Okay.
Oh yes.
And if you have a shield, it's 20.
And you, Aaliyah, has a +1 shield, so yours is 21.
Holy shit.
It's true.
I'm gonna put the 21 down somewhere separate because I might not always have a shield up.
Does the mithril do anything better for that as well, or no? Just
No,
lighter.
it's just lighter.
Okay.
I don't have to, yeah. It's shinier and lighter. So both better and worse at stealth, I would think, but we're going with better.
Oh yeah, go ahead. The stealth shiny knight, guys.
That was a joke back in the day.
Where did our characters go? Oh, there we are. Okay, sorry. What was the joke?
The joke is just like everyone wears plate armor, plate mail. And the joke was specifically to the Shiny Knights. They were like, man, if those guys ever need to stealth anywhere, they're fucked.
I am the only stealth one. And that's not even a given. What is stealth? Like, is that an intelligence thing?
It's when you
that I
hide.
know something?
It's a depth check.
Like,
Correct answer for the shiny knights.
I
What
might
is
actually do. I wouldn't do bad on dex checks.
no, because you have stuff put into dexterity.
I'm not too bad at it myself. Just, the armor makes it a bit hard to hide.
It's just dumb. The rest
Right,
of
and you're not coming through.
I could do it myself, just the armor makes it a bit hard to hide.
All right. So, give me just a second here as I import this map, because you see, this map, for whatever reason, was not in my folder, so I now need to import it.
So, looking at cleric spells, I all of a sudden realize why people always say that they ask random players to be a cleric if they need a healer.
Yep.
Like, good
Yeah.
lord, all their spells are literally just like, not all of them, but so many of them are just like healing, 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 protection,
Yeah.
shields.
You're the heal bot tank.
I'm pretty good at healing myself, but
Unless you want to
I'm
be
not
the
as
damage tank. In that case, clerics can be that too.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm a damage tank here. I think I'm more of a healing tank here.
You can do whatever you want to be.
I'm
Because
the
clerics
damage
are
Yeah, get the
Well-
fuck out of Yoshio's way.
What's your
I am
health?
the tankiest tank.
I am the damage tank here.
What's your health, Yoshio?
100.
Holy shit.
The 100. Oh, that's right with the whole.
What's Bosco's no?
It's a halfling. You don't see him much. Like
Yeah.
two
you kind of see
halflings.
it, like he kind of like puts up his face mask like every once in a while, and it's like kind of like dirty in there. You can kind of see like a toaster, and it looks like really nice in there. But like you don't see him like come out of the armor suit very often.
He just kind of cheats and hides it.
I'm not hiding whatsoever.
Kind of looks like hiding. That's why I never wear a helmet. I want the enemy to see me. And
Careful, the path you walk, Yoshio. Oh, the things that I can do.
You're like a pre-Camus, Camuswilla. I will murder your children.
what
Alright.
children?
No children.
You sound like a character that might have many children, illegitimate children.
Alright.
Listen,
So as
we're safe. I would never.
Got him.
as you head away across town, you meet the guards at the front, and after showing them the paper that you so extravagantly signed, they say, we can't really read the name. So,
Oh, it's this
that
one right
even-
here.
Yoshio.
is it even common? And he's talking to the other guard, and the other guard's like, I don't think it is.
It's in Elvish.
Oh no, hold up. I speak primordial. Let me see if I can analyze this. This is an ancient eldritch language I can't seem to understand.
Well, come on in. And, do you head in?
Yeah.
He head in.
Cool! You make your way inside, and as you do, you see, there is, of course, the nobleman sitting across the way. You can see that he is giant.
Whoa.
He seems to just be sitting there, kind of just almost sulking a little. You see a number of other knights kind of surrounding him. Not quite that big.
Ooh. I was like, why does he need us? They're that big.
No. But yeah, you could see just a number of knights kind of surrounding the area around him. He kind of looks up and he goes, are you from the guild house then?
Yes.
Yes.
We are called the Shiny.
Oh, the shiny. Well, the name definitely matches the description, I might say. I reached out to many a guild house, but after all of them turned down my initial proposals, I had no choice but to, well, ask, for no description, I guess I should say. After that, since you have already accepted the quest, there'll be harsh penalties for if you, well, turn away now, I suppose, without giving it your best shot.
And what exactly is it that we need to do, sir?
Well, my daughter has fallen ill. She's been marked by witches of the Deratrin bog. I need you to go and take care of the witches. Permanently.
Oh, will killing the witches just automatically make your daughter better?
I've asked some mystics around the area. Listen, I'm desperate, okay? It's not a fact and it's not fiction. But from best speculation, the only way to save my daughter is to kill those witches. Else she become a witch herself.
Well,
Will you please? Please help. I'll give you anything. Anything in my power to save my daughter.
Where is your daughter right now?
She's currently being, well, kept away and studied by the best mystics in the kingdom. Seems to get lured towards the swamp, so we must keep her under watch until now.
I see.
Did she, was this a curse? Do they know yet?
It must be a curse of some kind. There's no other way that she would just run away into the forest. We managed to get her back last time, and you hear a... Come in. I'm sorry for the intrusion, Riskus, but your daughter, she's not in her chambers. Oh my. Looks to you. Please, you must hurry. We'll. Uh,
What does she look like? If we run into her?
She's a fair young girl, should be wearing a springtime dress. Fair hair of blonde and a little bit of brown on the top. She's got beautiful brown eyes and freckles across her face.
Alright.
Well, I think I speak for the rest of the party when I say that we shall kill these witches in the name of greatness and honor.
Yes, please. Deratrin bog is to the south of here. Although the witches seem to travel frequently in the bog itself, amongst its many mists, ponds, and dangers, I tempt you to go to Rosen Balo of Deratrin City. He should be able to tell you more particularly where the witches may be located.
All right, we'll do our best.
Thank you. And, is that all?
So he said the girl's not here. Girl's already vanished again.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Do we know what she looks like?
I believe a description was just given.
And what of reward?
Lord
Said-
wasn't
oh.
specified.
It'd say anything. Anything. Anything.
In his power.
I was kind of just like imagining just like an empire just formed with like Bosco at the head, just like leading armies into battle, and then right.
Fairly certain this is minor nobility.
Not
I absolutely do not say that in front of this guy.
Yeah,
Not-
you guys have already headed out the door, kind of gotten your things together, and you're ready for an expedition, grabbing rations and food along the way.
All right.
right.
I could have talked to her before she up and vanished again. Maybe she's just, purposely going out there. I really don't want to get in trouble with nobility over a daughter who just wants to be a witch.
Well, being a witch is good though.
I mean, he seems pretty convinced, and he said he had some mystics or something at least to look at her.
Yes, well, nobility though, sometimes they want their kids to do certain things, and if their kids don't follow those rules, they get real uppity about it.
I feel like there's a middle ground between whatever he wants and like being a witch. I think there's middle ground here. But anyway, there's a child missing. We have been tasked to go find them.
We've actually been tasked to go kill a bunch of witches.
And kill a bunch of witches, of course. Also find the girl, I assume.
Yeah.
Anyways, so
Okay.
any places you're gonna go in Koketsu before you guys get uppity and get the fuck out?
Yeah, so like you got
said
like
we already each have a greater and a lesser healing potion?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm good then.
I'm gonna go stop by the bakery a little bit.
Hey, Bosco!
And I kind of like lift open like the front of the helmet. It's like, hello. I need some of the goods. The usual. Going on a little bit of an adventure.
Yes, powdered cream with Bavarian, yeah?
Mhm. Yes, that is amazing.
Grabs you a
Yeah.
bag and puts about 3 rolls in and hands it across the way, and he goes...
Yeah, I kind of like hands like reach out from like where like the helmet like
he goes,
face would be.
Money first, Bosco. You remember that one time?
Of course. What do I have?
I'd assume you all have about 50 gold pieces.
I assume I have enough to pay for whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I give him 5 silver. I don't know how much this costs.
So, about 2 silver.
give him 2 silver.
It's all right. Here you go.
All right, and then I kind of my arms, I kind of reach up from the face and kind of like put like into the face mask area, and just, all right, hi, and then the face mask closes, and just got some snacks for the road, and then just kind of like
Yeah.
walks out.
You trounce away as the power armor kind of steams a little.
Mm.
Anyone else need to go anywhere before you head out?
Mm,
No.
Now
I mean, I could, but I'm fine for now.
Okay. Well, as the day is just blossoming, and the shiny now exit the city with the warrant in hand for, well, to find a daughter of a nobleman and to kill the vague and disgusting witches of Deratrin Bog. You make your way south. A place where in the main campaign the party has been a couple times now. But for you, it's new. As you head further and further south, it seems that, well, your shoes begin to almost sink a little from the weight of your armor into the ground.
No!
Am I good?
On my...
It's your single weakness.
No.
Mud!
Am I okay?
No.
No!
Are you what?
Am I okay? 'Cause my armor's lighter?
It is. You're lighter, and so you don't sink as much. It's dirtying the shoes just a little, but the heels seem to be rather okay. Everyone's like getting like up to like half their calves in the mud, but you seem to just be getting the soles of your feet.
Full power to leg hydraulics.
You know, I think this armor weighs as much as I do.
How much do you weigh?
Oh, like 40-some pounds.
Oh, so you're just lifting your own body weight right now? Always?
Not quite, but that's pretty
Be real,
close.
that's not
Oh,
impressive.
sleep this morning. I have to polish them again later.
We're like not even shiny right now.
Well, you better watch where you're stepping. I don't want any puddles splashing up on me.
We're trying here. Not everyone has.
As you make your way into Deratrin Bog, the sudden upset of the Shiny Knights and realizing that their armor is becoming less and less shiny as they make their way through the area.
Yeah, I'm just like spamming prestidigitation on myself.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing the same on some of the areas further up, to be honest.
Yeah, it's just like my armor is just going through. All right, cleaning process begin. And
Your
just like little
window wipers like come up.
little like window wipers from like various like areas, just like, oh, not again. Cleaning procedure. Go.
And eventually you hear your indicators go off like beep 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 out of
Oh.
water.
No, please.
And,
There needs to be another way.
as the mist of the area kind of seems to like give water spots on different parts of your armor. It's something straight from a nightmare, really. Eventually, everyone lets
Those of us with prestidigitation are using it.
yeah, in an
I'm just using my cloak and I'm just like...
Grab what little wax you have left from this morning's waxing and kind of try to give it, but eventually the wax seems to just kind of fade away with the power, the acidic water of the swamp wearing away at the wax. Oh my!
This is horrendous.
It is. As you eventually make your way to Deratrin City, spots riddled along your armor a little, just a little bit. Not you managed to keep it off. Why don't you all roll shiny checks?
No! Is that just
What's
a
a shiny
D20?
check?
Just roll a d20.
No.
Am I gonna be the only one to roll above a 10?
I don't know.
Oh, it's a trip.
This is how you stay shiny.
You see,
I'm like floating because I'm like totally the only one who's still
rustling through this area. It seems that the power armor has run out of water to clean itself from you constantly using it. Yoshio, your attempts at using your cloak are just sullying your cloak and just spreading, like smearing the dirt across your armor. Haagen-Dazs, William, you're tall and you're heavy and you just seem to just straight sink into the mud. Your whole top side remains pretty clean, but your whole bottom side seems to be relatively, well, dirty.
No.
Marco, you actually surprisingly, you're the lightest of the bunch, and you use prestidigitation to kind of keep your armor afloat to some extent. Looking over to Cypress, though, you see that Cypress doesn't seem to be sullied at all. And as Cypress steps forward, you see is there in an instant they're there, and then the next moment they're gone, seemingly to have fallen into a puddle that looked like a normal puddle, but wasn't.
Oh no! Oh
As he
no! We
floats
all
to the
sink!
surface-
We all sink!
As you float to the surface, Cypress, you are now just doused in water and dirt.
I did not sign up for this.
I thought you said you could run on water.
I wasn't trying. That was not water. That was a dirty, dirty puddle.
Keep away from me, filth!
You Phil.
They all look down on you.
Get up and I just shake, sorta.
You try to shake some of the water out of your armor, kind of like lifting different parts and squeegeeing it out of the leather bits, and eventually, yeah, you manage to kind of like, get drier, but you're still just dirty, and your armor has lost all of its shiny glisten.
You're gonna have a lot of work cut out for you tonight.
I'm not talking to anyone. I'm sulking at the back of the crew now.
We better be heavily compensated for this.
I need better wax. My wax is all out.
As you get to Deratrin City, you see a number of, well, marketplaces, and there's a church at the very far end of town. There's a number of houses lining to your left and right as you kind of enter town square. You can see a man kind of peddling a number of fruits and kind of swamp vegetables. These things that look almost like carrots, but they seem to be larger and a more gray tint to them. Number of kind of like turnips and mushrooms as well, and onions too. And you see as a man kind of approaches you. Welcome to Deratrin City. My name is Rantanov, and well, I'm just, well, I guess you would call me the guard of the city, but I like to think myself more as a greeter of sorts.
See,
I'm just like,
the name's Yoshio.
Welcome to the city.
You
Yoshi.
don't happen to have any stores that? Do you have any stores that sell wax?
Oh, let's see. Wax. Candle wax?
No, like armor cleaning wax. It got very dirty on the walk over here.
Kind of lifts his glasses that he's wearing up. He's a bigger man, looks to be like stronger. He has kind of this chainmail on, just very rough shirt, no pants or anything, a sword to his side, and a kind of a leather cap that is kind of strung down around the back of his back. He's not wearing it; it's just kind of like strung around his neck. And he goes, "Oh, wax," and he kind of looks at you all. He's like, "Wow, you guys are fans of heavy armor." I must say that the wax around here, well, we should have a few, I'd say. If you head over to the local blacksmith, he might be able to help you out. He's my cousin, so tell him Bratanoff sent you, and maybe he'll be able to help you out.
Thank you.
Oh, remember, always tip your blacksmith.
Indeed, I say inside my armor.
How much money do you guys
Indeed.
start with, by the way?
Like 50.
gold.
50 gold.
Perhaps we'll do that in a minute, although we're wondering if you've heard about the daughter of Riscus Vomius, I believe that his name was.
Uh, who, who might that be exactly?
No, we're looking for
We're-
what is it?
Well, we're looking for the daughter, but he's worried about the witches in the swamp.
You seen a 12-year-old girl in a summer dress walking around?
From what
Blonde,
I remember, it was a spring dress, but yes, I
Oh.
think I've seen that girl.
A lot of time has passed.
A lot of trauma has happened.
I can tell.
Took
Jesus.
3 months to get through that swamp.
It took a while, yes. It tends to do that, especially with the fog and the mist. And, well, sometimes
dirt.
the tide comes up and the roads seem to get a little sullied. But, we try to keep them as well as we can to get ports inside and outside the city. Although we haven't had a need, we're more self-sufficient, I guess. But that's none of the matter. You guys were looking for the girl with wax, which
We're more concerned about the girl and the witches.
Think about this for a second.
We have to think about that.
roll a
Is it though? I mean, I have my own tools, but that's mine. I mean,
just roll a d20 for me, Alyssa.
Oh god.
is it really though?
Come on.
Oh please.
I don't know what a high or low number
It's the wax.
means.
It's
Oh, no.
you obviously care about the wax. You especially, Alyssa.
Yeah. We can. We could split up, guys. I mean, we can split up. Someone can go looking, like asking around, and someone else can go.
Yeah, I
and
kind
deal
of
with
like
the other
look at him. It's like we can split up, and that way we can cover more ground. I start winking, but I realize that you can't see my wink through the armor. Awkward stare.
I'm going to be honest here, boys. I'm more importantly thinking about the wax, because what's that little girl gonna think if we show up with our dirty armor?
It's gonna be
Right. It's
twisted.
unsightly.
That's like,
Unsightly.
I mean,
Oh, I
first
Yeah.
impressions are important.
You guys didn't make it out as well, but I mean, I'm not too bad.
Well, I'm not too bad. Look at me.
well, if you want to talk to whoever's higher up here and start questioning about the witches, that's okay. But we have higher standards.
Yeah. Professional
kind of
standards.
You all kind of just think back for a moment, and you remember the captain just kind of standing up, going like, "The number one importance to a shiny knight, you ask?" And one of you guys raised your hand. And you're like, "Is it chivalry?" And he's like, "Wrong." And then another one raises their hand, and they're like, "Is it modesty?" Wrong again. The number one important to a shiny knight, as he puts his leg up on a stool, is the shine of their armor.
Oh, dearest.
We must glisten into the sunlight, so that when we raise our hands, that people will follow us, that our shine will set off the lights from far away, so that we can be the beacons of hope around Koketsu.
I think we're going to look for the wax.
Bye-bye.
You just see as Marco, you guys just seem to disregard the shinier Marco and head over to the blacksmith. Marco, what are you gonna do?
I was gonna try and talk to him a little bit more because he seemed to have maybe know something.
Are you talking to Brantnoff?
Yeah.
It seems that your party has left you in the dirt. Well, I guess
They were the ones who ended up in the dirt more than me.
Yeah, they seem dirtier than you, I suppose. Are you guys always like this?
Oh, for the most part, yeah.
Okay. Well,
I was still wondering if you knew anything about the girl he was talking about, and then if you know anything about witches in the swamp.
Are you talking of the witches of Deratrin? Yeah, Deratrin Bog.
Yeah, that's the one he was talking about.
Yeah, well, we saw a little girl with a spring dress come through here. She didn't seem to be sullied by the bog at all, but made her way in, bought a few roots and materials, and made her way out of the city. I guess I did warn her she was exiting, that the way she was going was quite dangerous outside of the influence of our protector. But it didn't seem to bother her at all. She seemed to just thank me for the information and head in the direction that she went. The east. Sorry, not east. I'm stupid. The west. She headed to the west. As for the witches, well,
Can I insight check that quick?
yeah, go ahead.
Where's my insight? There's my insight. My insight's okay.
Doesn't, from your perspective, he just seems to be talking. He's just telling you what he thinks.
Okay.
Um,
Which direction did we come from, by the way? We were heading south?
You came from the north,
Okay.
so yeah, you were heading south, and then now you're in the town. You need to head west, from what this guy's telling you. He seems to go, like, kind of looking. He goes, well, he kind of scratches his head. If it's talking about the witches, they move around a lot in the bog. They don't stay in one place for long. I don't know the particulars. I guess I would have to just defer to you going to talk to the town head and religious leader of the area, Pastor Barlow.
Pastor Balba?
Pastor Barlow. Not Baldo. Barlow.
Master Bold.
Most people around here just call him Rosen.
Alright.
Anything else for you?
I think that would be all.
Okay. Well, enjoy the city while you can. We've been doing some construction here or there, trying to build up the city a little more. So, we hope you enjoy your stay.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure meeting you. Hope I see you again.
You as well. Oh, where do they find the pastor?
Oh, in the church. The
Fair
farming
enough.
town.
Thank
It's
you.
a smaller town, I suppose. It's not really a city. We just call her so. He seems to just kind of murmur to himself as you kind of walk away.
Oh, I got a whole bunch of lag there.
Ah,
You turned into a robot.
I'm a robot.
so
Awesome.
he just seems to murmur to himself as the party now seems to just kind of hear this ding, ding, ding in the distance. As you do, and the party makes their way, well, besides Marco, makes their way to a man, another, seems to have brown hair. He seems to be a little hardier, little stout. He kind of has this beer belly and this brown shirt he wears with his apron, his leather apron over. He has these gloves on, a hammer in one hand, and seems to have these kind of like goggles wrapped around his face with this more like almost long mustache kind of drifting down the sides of his mouth. His face is a little fattier. As he kind of just seems to be very steadily, almost very precisely trying to make this dagger right now. He ding, ding, and he douses it with oil for a moment before he slides it back into the forge.
Hello.
Oh!
There you go.
the wax.
Are you the?
All of the wax now.
He kind of looks at
Okay.
you. And he's like, "Is this a robbery?" And he seems to kind of like reach behind for a
No,
moment.
no. We'd like to buy your wax. Our armor got dirty.
Sorry, I'm upset.
I believe what you heard was just like maybe you thought we said just like give us like a lot of wax, like give us all the wax that you have.
Yes.
Why do you sound so threatening when you ask me about it?
Sorry,
We had a late.
a voice modulator. Oh, hello.
Oh,
Oh, there, the face mask comes up. Yeah, we are in urgent need of assistance.
well,
Long walk through the swamp. I need me wax now.
he looks at you and he's like, well, I can go check, I guess.
Thank you.
Stay.
Oh,
Oh,
oh
okay.
no. He comes back out. He goes, so I've got some bad news.
Oh no.
I've only got enough wax for one of you.
I'll take it. I slam down my coin pouch. I'll take it.
He looks at it. He goes, 50 gold pieces.
No, tell me the price.
Well, probably just charge you about 7 silver.
I'll slide over like 2 gold pieces and be like, "It's mine."
3 gold pieces.
Pieces.
5 gold
He looks back and forth
pieces.
between. His eyes are growing wider, and his mouth is starting to gape open. as
Where's
he's looking
Alyssa
at
in
you.
this?
I'm standing there watching the processions. I'm wondering if I should
I'm
bid
going
in or
to-
not.
I'm going to slide. What is it at right now? 5.
Yep.
I'm gonna slide over 10, and I'm just gonna grab the wax.
Oh, you crazy crate! What are you doing? That was me wax!
My
The armor's all dirty!
Make a dexterity check, Yoshio, to see if you grab the wax from this man's hand. Because he's currently holding it, so you have to quite literally be fast enough to snatch it out of his hand.
I want
Oh.
the wax.
Yeah, you want the wax, so you slide over 10 gold pieces and you just snatch the wax from the man's hand. He goes, thank you for your patronage.
All right.
You don't happen to know where I can get this cloak cleaned as well?
There's a linen maid's probably somewhere around, but you know, you need to wash it and dry it, which means you would probably have to stay in the city overnight. Can't really hang things to dry out here in the swamp.
It's true. I'm gonna look at the others. And I'm gonna like covetingly like put the wax in my like armor, but it's gonna be like where you can't reach it at all.
That's impossible, first of all. You have a pack you can put it in.
Okay, I'll put it in the pack, and I'll like be very much on the pack, like my hands on the pack.
Okay. Put it in quickly, like move some stuff and put it at the bottom of your pack, and just kind of like slide all the stuff over it, wrap it around your shoulders once more. All right, he goes, just kind of looks. Is there anything else I can help you with?
I believe that's all. Where can we, by chance, have some rooms for the night?
Well, there's an inn over by the church on the southeast part of the town. It's probably just, and he kind of points around, like probably a block and a half away. He's like, just right over there.
I mean, how late is it?
It's probably getting to be about 6 p.m.
Okay.
After a heavy travel of the day going through the swamp.
Right. I'm headed to one of my rooms. I have work to do.
As you guys are
Oi.
heading there, you see as Marco seems to pass you on the street. Marco, are you doing anything, or are you gonna rejoin with the group?
Oh, did you guys find any extra locks?
I
We
don't want to
found
talk about that.
an extra wax.
Like giving Yoshio side eye.
You guys straight saw me roll it too.
Yep.
You be staring at Yoshio.
I'm gonna glare right back.
I talked to him when he came into town. He was pretty nice. He wasn't too sure, but he seemed to think that the last went to the west. He wasn't too sure about that, but he said we could maybe talk to the pastor and the head of the town about the witches.
I see. Well, we could talk. Do we want to talk to him now, or do we want to talk to him tomorrow before we head out?
We'd make such bad impressions right now. Oh,
True, we
we
should
don't look good enough right now.
They're quite a mess, you know.
Later in the evening, yeah.
Let's find a place. I'll go to a laundromat, get my cloak cleaned, and we can meet him tomorrow.
Alright.
Yeah, I suppose y'all could do with a bit of clean.
Yeah.
So.
Don't bring it up.
All right. So, as you head to the linen maid, she seems you come in. She's oh well, welcome. Do you looking to buy any fabrics today?
No, thank you. I was wondering if I could get this cleaned, and I just kind of like slide off my cloak.
A little more expensive around here since it's in the middle of a swamp and all, and you can't really hang dry clothes. It's 2 silver, okay?
That's fine.
She takes it and just kind of slides it over her arm, and she says it should be ready to by tomorrow, hun. You're welcome to head out. Can't really stay here, I suppose.
Thank you. I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, is that fine?
Yeah, tomorrow morning is wonderful, love.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. And you exit the building without a cloak.
Kiyoshi,
Or
Emily with a character without a cloak on?
Whoa. So,
the horror.
you all are now at the inn. As you enter the inn, the man kind of at the counter is just like, he seems to be a dwarf. Just kind of looks at you. You're looking for some rooms.
Yes, please.
Yes.
You have baths as well.
We have what?
Baths.
Baths?
Baths? We've got buckets and sponges.
Good enough.
To do?
I'll be, so he counts you out. 1, 2. Big guy, you looking for a room by yourself or you're sleeping with your friends? Wasn't talking to you.
I'm acknowledging your artwork.
Who was he speaking to?
Look
Willie.
at the Goliath.
I'll take a room to myself. I gotta think about what happened today.
That'll be you. 5 silver apiece.
Alright.
Right.
I'll take my own room as well. I have some work to do.
Yeah, sorry, bud. Last room just got taken by your friend.
I'm just kind of like,
You can share with me, Bosco. I don't need the bed
I,
anyway.
all right. Just don't get in the way of my work.
You had something to do with my armor anyway, so.
That's true. Anyway, let's. All right. I have work to do tonight, Yoshio. Anyway, yeah, I'll take the double room.
Okay. No, that's Spaghetti's voice.
thinking of your voice, and I was like,
Oh,
sounds a little know me, but not quite
it's a little
spaghetti.
number. Hello. Not too like gravelly, and it doesn't make my throat hurt.
Spigot. I am a spigot.
I'm Buckle.
Marco
Just
and I are sharing, and Bosco and Yoshua are sharing.
Yes, as it
Okay.
as and the last room gets taken by good old Willie. So as you all get back to your rooms,
So-
one of the first things ingrained in you as shiny as the members of the shiny, you were taught from your commander. Every night before you go to bed, you will take your armor and you will clean it with wax. And if you can't clean it with wax, then you must clean it with anything that you can. That thing better sparkle shinier, because we, the shiny knights, shall sparkle in the daytime, in the nighttime, in the midday time, in the midnight time. We are the shiny knights, and we will be the greatest, and he points at each of you, shiniest knights of them all. Now, if you don't shine your helmets, and if I catch a spot on any of your guys' armor come the morning, you're out of here.
Of course.
No. Dead.
Dead to me.
I'll fucking kill you.
Well, I definitely took a bucket of water or whatever to our room and sponges.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, you all have the chance to either take a bath or wash your armor.
Oh.
All
So
right.
if you wash your armor, it'll be dirty water, and you can still kind of take a bath, but you're still going to be using dirty water.
Well, what about if I have the wax? Is that still?
No, you don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
Well, all right, Osborne, let's get to work. And like out of like a little compartment in like the back of the armor, like this like tiny little like mechanical bird just kind of and just kind of like goes out there, and I'm just like, Osborne, we have work to do. And I spend the next hour DM. It says I have like right tool for the job. Can I just can I make cleaning tools?
Let's
Like,
see.
there's no specific cleaning tools because I assumed that they never thought that this would come up. But can I just create cleaning tools? Like,
Give me a second.
like it says artisan tools.
You know, Cypress, I think your armor looks worse than Willie's music sounds right now.
Oh. Shots fired.
Oh shit!
Am I still in that room?
Declared
You've all
war.
returned to your rooms, so
Okay.
or else some gauntlets would be fucking thrown.
Are our rooms right next to each other?
Yes.
Do you happen to hear it?
Do I hear it?
You want to make a perception check? It's a little
Yes.
hard to hear through the wall, but you might.
With disadvantage or just a
Just a perception check. I just raised the DC.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, with that, you're kind of like steaming in your helm about Yoshio outbidding you for that wax.
I will neither agree or disagree, but I will ask you if you think that that's clever to challenge Willie. He's quite a bit, bigger.
Oh, if he could even get me.
Oh. More shots fired.
We're like all over like 7 feet tall.
What's your instrument versus his instrument again?
The one I currently have on me is a lute.
Okay.
An IV bagpipe.
By the way,
Oh,
Connor,
wow.
you would be able to make smith's tools to kind of get some gunk out of like your contraptions, or tinker's tools to kind of get like fix
Okay.
the
We have those.
soot inside your gears, but it would still be like you would need to get basically like a polish or a wax to kind of or water to kind of do this, you know.
Okay. I mean, it's like okay. I assume just because cleaning tools would just never have come up, but I'm just like, hopefully, I can just like stretch the rooms a little bit.
No,
And I also use
unfortunately.
prestidigitation as well in my cleaning.
Right. If it
I use
just says artisan tools, which means it pertains only to the tools. Like like it would be it's stretching the rules, but like obviously taking it to the extreme is like, what about if I summon some Dragon Slayer tools? You know, you're like, what about that? And I'm like, no, it just says artisan tools. So
but yeah, I have like tip for cleaning. I have like prestidigitation, smith's tools, and tinkerer's tools.
okay, yeah, you would be able to shine it up pretty good then. Like
Do.
it doesn't have a wax coating, but you managed to clean like all the water residue or dry water on it, all that kind of those like lime stains. Kaboom! OxyClean. So
It's
you
tough
kaboom
on
it,
her.
but it's not. It's lacking luster, is what's happening right now.
Come on, work faster, Osborne, faster! Go!
Tweet tweet.
Go, 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 go!
You see a little like jackhammer get on, and it's like.
All right, must be shiny.
And as for the rest of you,
You're just gonna see me in the corner, like he's going crazy making these tools, and I'm just sitting here like, ooh, wax on, wax off.
Actually-
I'm not doing your armor tonight. How do you like that?
you managed to clean the armor off and wax it, and it. Out of everyone's armor, Yoshio, yours is probably now the shiniest, just out of using the wax principle. And you remember the ancient time with the commander, where you had your time alone with him one time. He asked you to come over to his house, brought you in, and he goes out. Yoshio, everyone else is out with the flu, and I need someone to paint my fence. Will you paint my fence for me, Yoshio?
Yes, Commander. Whatever you want.
In return, I'll teach you my secret waxing technique.
Yes.
Now go out and wax. I mean, paint. When you painted the fence, he showed you, and he was like, "Oh, you're doing it all wrong. Oh,
In a high gloss
paint my
paint.
fence better." You just kept like demeriting your fence making abilities.
Okay,
At the end, though,
an abusive father, guys.
you remember as you came inside, he just like, "You did good enough. How are your arms?"
I
Your
can go
arms.
all day. They're fantastic.
In truth, they were sore. And he goes,
Come on, character, you.
"Show me paint the fence." You show him.
Paint the fence.
And he shows me. He says, "Now show me wax the armor.
I waxed the armor.
Now go wax my 3 pieces of armor over there."
I go wax the
In the name of the shiny knights. And at the end of the day, he calls you back. Yoshio, show me paint the fence.
I paint the fence.
Show me wax the armor.
I do wax the armor.
Now show me clean my toilet. I need you to go clean my toilet.
Oh my god.
I think you need a maid.
Yeah, I think I need one too, but we're not pulling enough revenue, Yoshio. The shiny knights need to live in luxury, and as the commander, I more so than you guys. And you remember at that time, you all had invested all of your money into armor. So you were just all living on the street except for your commander, who was living like a 3-bedroom apartment. And he used all of the rooms, by the way. All for different armor sets that he had.
What did he take? Not even letting us sleep.
No, he says, "I don't want your your breath to fog up my armor at night. Ruin the complexion. Anyways, Yoshio, will you clean my toilet?
I go and clean the toilet, but I'm very upset.
He just kind of like, he's like, thank you. And at the end of the day, he goes, now show me paint the fence.
Jesus Christ.
I show him paint the fence.
Now show me wax the armor.
I show him wax the armor.
Now show me clean my toilet.
I just cleaned it.
I know, show it to me.
I walk over and I like open the bathroom door and I'm like, look at the toilet, it sparkles.
Show me how you clean a toilet.
I show him how I clean a toilet.
Clean
You
toilet.
see how, much like the fence, it needs to be waxed on all sides. You see how the armor is being waxed. I built out muscles in different parts of your arms to wax the armor. And you see how that toilet is spotless?
Mm-hmm.
You've already learned how to wax your armor properly, using all the techniques that I showed you. Yoshio, you may be shiny. Obviously not as shiny as me, but someday you might shine brighter than the rest of us. The rest of you also remember that he did this exact same thing to you too. Exact same words.
Waxing the fence. Waxing the. Kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, I thought that was special.
Oh,
Like,
no, stop, no. You too.
Wait, did he make you clean his toilet too?
That like so many different. Yes, he did. Like so many times.
Oh, yeah.
And his fence, like I got that fence fucking sparkling. I even learned magic just so I can like clean it a little bit better. But like, not good enough.
I know, he just kept making us do it over and over again.
No, it's like I made this giant suit of armor, and he's like, it's like shines, but it like still isn't good enough.
If it makes you feel any better, I think your armor is nice. It's
That means a lot. That means, you know, maybe Yoshi. Maybe Yoshio. Maybe it's time for a change in leadership. This Chris over there, he just broke his leg fighting goblins. Like what?
they were pretty bad goblins.
Like goblins, like
There was
weak
at
little
least
goblins.
1,000 of them.
1 second, I'm in the middle of territory. Get away.
You fool!
Mm-hmm.
Like 1,000 of those goblins, though.
a lot of goblins.
We all heard the same pep talk word for word. I was wondering why he was calling me Yoshio.
Right.
The whole
I
time.
always knew that you were his favorite.
There, I'm gonna like pat his back a little bit, Bosco.
I'm not used to touch. He wouldn't like to. He wouldn't touch me because he said I was too dirty.
Not shiny enough. You see how even my skin shines? My complexion shines. I am the shiniest knight of them all.
God damn it.
It's okay, Bosco. Let's clean the inside of your armor, and then he can't say anything.
Okay.
It's
By the
okay,
way,
buddy.
he taught me that as long as everything's clean and shiny on the outside, it doesn't matter what's on the inside.
You guys have also realized you've never seen the commander without his helmet on.
He was just hanging out at his house, just.
Yeah. Even like when he's in like a wife beater and like shorts.
It's like,
He's got
wait,
his house
wasn't he,
helmet.
like, he like resting on his like on in bed when we were talking to him?
Yeah, he had his helmet on.
What?
Bosco, if you haven't seen his face, I don't know if he's actually clean or not. I bet he's not handsome like me.
I bet he's a fraud.
We'll find that out later, Bosco. We'll get it
It
off of him
will.
later. But for
It's
now,
time
let's clean
for
that
ch-
armor.
Let's do this. Osborne, get to work. The,
I look
the-
over.
He's just like he doesn't realize immediately that you were calling to him. And he's just like looking in the distance, and you hear just like Osborne. He's like,
to
Squire.
work.
Tick, 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 tick. And gets
Oh,
back to work.
perfect.
You guys kind of had your side stories. Anyone else doing anything or chatting up a little before we go to break?
I would choose to clean my armor, and shit talk the other people with Marco or whatever.
Make an armor shine check and add your proficiency bonus.
I was also gonna give myself like guidance, and not like a couple of times over the course of doing the armor, and I would also give it to Marco if Marco was having trouble after I fixed my armor up.
I think I was gonna clean mine up a little bit and then help out poor Cypress because mine wasn't too bad after the swamp.
Yeah, yours wasn't bad. I'm gonna try to use guidance.
Yours lacks a little luster. Obviously, the wax kind of came off of it a little.
Just kind of prestidigitation and clean up a few spots, but
Exactly. So it's definitely like nice. It's the shiniest out of anyone's currently. But you realize, Alyssa, that like there's so much dirt and debris in your armor. It's gonna take like a while to get it all cleaned up. So that's why you have to make an armor clean check to see if you can clean
Is
it
that
all.
a D20?
D20 plus proficiency.
Plus proficiency.
You remember the day that your commander brought you into his house when everyone had the flu, and
We all get the flu so much.
and he
Not
said
as clean as he said it was.
and he said something along the lines of Cypress. How would you like to learn how to have the shiniest armor?
Oh my god, this guy!
The whole story renews, essentially.
Holy shit! This guy!
I need you to paint my fence, shine my
Oh.
armor, and clean my toilet.
This guy!
I'm gonna give myself guidance too.
Clean his toilet? That's what I
No.
thought.
You're good
So I
at
get
noodles.
that, roll another D4 or whatever to this.
Okay. Let's roll a d20 plus 4 plus a d4.
Come on. It takes forever to roll these. What's a D4?
so that's 16, 17.
17.
Okay, you managed to kind of get the twigs and the bigger debris out, and you kind of scrub it a little with the water. You stink a little from. Actually, all of you stink because you're in a suit of armor all day.
And then yeah, I was gonna bathe because
Yeah, so you bathe, you doff your armor. It takes 10 minutes. Doff your armor.
Mine does so much.
Unless you want to bathe with your armor on. But you managed to get pretty clean there. So as you exit, you see just a crying Cypress, unable to fully clean the armor off. It looks dull still. She managed to kind of get those bigger debris and this all like kind of get this dirt off the face of a lot of it. But it just doesn't shine like it used to.
I'm gonna use Create or Destroy Water to help him get new like clean water as well.
Okay, so roll with advantage then, Alyssa. So you could just get to roll another check and add that 4 and that 1 to it instead if it was higher.
Yeah. Let's see.
Hey.
You get rid of the old water and refill the bucket with this new sparkling, like almost spring-like water. And after another half hour, you see the armor shines once more. Obviously, it doesn't have a layer of wax on it that truly makes the armor shine, but it certainly does just put a smile to Cypress's face.
Thank you, Marco. You're the best. You're the best of the group. So much better than Yoshio. So much better than Yoshio.
You know, I feel like Yoshio really pissed y'all off.
Oh, he did. He did. He took.
I
he
want to see if I
stole
can hear
the laugh.
this.
Make
Oh,
a perception check.
Be hard. Don't
you
listen
hear it.
to them.
I'm gonna like knock on the wall and I'm gonna be like, I paid for it, I didn't steal it.
You can hear Yoshio yelling through the
No.
wall.
Yeah, I'm yelling through the wall now back.
Saying?
What'd you say? Yeah.
Huh?
What did you say?
to me?
Oh, I just yelled through the wall back that, like, I was like, you don't know if Willie was gonna pay more or if any of us were gonna pay more. You just took it.
Well, you didn't offer anymore, and you were too slow.
I just kind of punched the wall.
Yeah, you punched the wall, and as you do, you remember you have a flashback. The shiniest knights are those of brawn and brain. We have the strongest and the shiniest, and we are the quickest of action. Those who admit defeat are those who are last in the race. Think quick, or the shiny. Shine on. Shine on!
Oh my god. This guy, my goodness.
Oh man, I talked like that the first session we had him.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh my
Bosco, how's Bosco's armor looking? Because like obviously I look fantastic, but how's Bosco?
It's looking good.
Okay.
Yeah.
My water's probably dirty because I just took a bath too.
Okay.
And am I attuned to that item yet, or do I need to attune to it?
You can attune to it now.
Okay, then like if he needs help, I'll like stop attuning to it, but otherwise I'm just gonna attune to it.
Okay. You all can attune to items tonight. This is the time to attune.
So Bosco, what were you gonna do to my armor?
Oh, right. Yeah, you were being all kind of like stuck up and be like, oh yes, look at me, I'm the best. But like, for the little heart to heart, I can see that it's not really your fault. He just.
Cypress just wasn't quick enough.
I mean. So, anyway, yeah, I just need to. When I take a long rest, I'll get up in a little bit and I need to use your armor.
Okay.
All right. I'll do the things. I'll do the things because I
just
want
know
to.
what it's gonna do.
Oh, it enhances it.
Meaning,
It's better.
in what way?
Many ways.
Press the
Mainly
right
that your AC
shite
increases
ground.
by 2.
My what?
AC increases by 2.
Oh,
Your armor class.
say no more.
Right. Oh, but now I need some time to work, and I'm gonna need you to take your armor off.
I mean, I'm not gonna sleep in it.
I've been sleeping in mine for years.
Doesn't that harm the luster?
Not mine. As you can see inside, I have like a little toaster in there. It's nice and cozy.
You see, like inside the chest, he has like just like this console essentially, like a cushiony armchair with it's basically a recliner.
Great for gaming. Great for like just basically anything you need. It's just super comfortable and so toasty. I forgot to tell you, I had it on. I had it on autopilot like a good amount of the walk today, and I was just eating pastries.
Is that why there's some pastry crumbs in the bottom? And I'm just gonna kind of like clean out the bottom of a little bit.
Oh, thought I got that. Okay. Yes, that would be the white pastries. sugar pastries. Yes. Right. All right. I'm gonna get working on that so you can go to bed
Oh,
and let
okay.
me work.
I mean, I don't need to sleep that long, but okay.
All right. Bye.
Night.
Night.
Willie, are you doing anything?
I'm cleaning my armor and muttering to myself about how I got cheated.
I want to hear some of those mutters, please.
That freaking basket-headed little daft tatty stealing me dang wax. Armor's not even that clean. The captain entrusted me with his secret waxing techniques.
Oh my fucking god.
Nobody knows how to clean armor like I do.
Oh.
Oh
You clean all of us?
Oh my god.
And then I have a
God.
flashback. No.
God damn it.
You have a flashback. To be so, Willie.
Oh.
Hey,
Yeah. Hey.
you like beer?
Do I?
Why don't you
I
go
love
pick me one up?
Yeah. Yes. I'll go do that.
And you come back, and he's like, all right. He's in a white beater and shorts and his helmet, and he's just like, everyone's out with the flu again.
Kind of ironic that we keep getting that. To be honest.
I don't. I guess it's a bug just going around.
Must be in the water.
Yeah. But you see, I invited you here because I think you could be the shiningest out of anyone.
Oh, you flatter me, Captain.
But you see, I need my fence painted.
How many
Nice.
times does he get his fucking fence painted?
Are you suggesting that haven't you just recently had it painted?
Yeah, but I didn't like the color again for the 4th time.
Sounds about right.
And,
You're a man of taste.
Thank you. I see that you see that. You see, to be a shiny knight, you need to have a sparkling personality.
I'd say I've got that.
But you see, I'd be willing to teach you some of my secret waxing techniques if you learned the craft.
Well, I'll do anything to learn the secret waxing techniques.
All right.
Oh my god.
Then go paint that fence, boy.
I'm on it.
You paint the fence, and you come back in at the end of the day, and he goes, "Show me paint the fence."
There it is. This is it.
And you fucking wax my armor, give me another beer.
Show me. Get the beer.
With the little added diagram that there's just like, you see, the way you should hold a rag when waxing your armor is the way you should hold my beer when you're getting it for me. Speaking of beer, go get me one, kid.
I mean, you've had a few, but I suppose.
Don't talk back to your captain.
And like while I go get a beer, I'm like, he reminds me of me father.
Holy shit.
And he goes,
Back
"All
story.
And of course, as per usual, he gives you the rundown of the many different ways, and he shows you the secret waxing technique.
I'll never forget this, Captain.
And with that, we'll take a 10-minute break.
Holy shit.
All right.
Because I need to write down the captain trusted me with his secret waxing technique.
Oh my god, the build up to that joke was just
Uh,
oh.
What a
It's just more.
I loved because I knew coming into this one shot, I was like, it's gonna be funny. I never expected it would be this fucking funny.
Jesus Christ.
So I'll be back. I gotta go to grab a drink because I'm a thirsty boy. But expect to start up at 8:20, 8:22 about. Okay.
All right.
Okay,
My
great.
dog's
I
out.
just need to clear my
sure-
eyes after I've been crying a little bit.
I cried a little too, to be honest. Like as soon as he said it, oh my god,
It's
the
perfect.
eruption of laugh. It was perfect.
Oh.
It was the perfect way to, if this was an actual campaign, end the session. But
All right, second campaign, the Shawnee Knights campaign.
let's start the Shiny Knights camp now.
That's campaign. Let's do it.
Shiny Knights. We can definitely do more one shots with the Shiny Knights though, because I really like them.
It could be fun, yeah.
It would just be like fun break, like
Yeah, exactly.
like the comedy of it or whatever.
And we have characters now too.
Exactly.
It's like
Yeah,
a
you get to learn your characters a little better.
like
from
it's not really a campaign, but it's more than just a one shot. It'd be kind of weird.
It's like a collection of shots.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go pizza.
Go, do.
I'm gonna go pizza.
I'm gonna
I'm
go.
gonna go burger. Bye.
I'm
go
gonna
drink.
go.
Someone get me a beer.
I'm gonna go grab a beer.
Yeah.
I just got some Oktoberfest.
I'm gonna go get like an A&W. So a root beer.
Do you happen to have a fence?
Maybe.
I do not.
I have one in Aberdeen. I got a toilet that you can clean though. I'll be back.
This is fun. Hit fade and hit up. Hold it. Hold it. You can hold it. I was saying, when you do it, you need to say. Oh, don't worry, I'll give a little crack to the face. Willie. I'll give Willie. I don't know how you do it. We don't need it. This is. Hold up. Yeah, totally. Hold it. Hold it on inspiration. It'd be fun. Nice glass. Wait, right now? I burned the roof of my mouth again. On pizza? Yes. Sorry. Be more patient with your pizza. No. Hungry. Where's the coke going? Gone, it's vanished. You want a beer?
Yeah. Ow.
Why'd you put that on the right, not the left?
For what? Oh, yeah.
There you are. Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get the big one.
I like the October brown color. Flavor, whatever.
I think I have a blister on the roof of my mouth.
Again? Yeah, stop doing that.
No! You can't make me!
Seriously, look at the clear, like spell list. It's the heal box. They don't do it. What is? I like the stuff, and I think it could be like strategically really cool, especially if you have a team that's built up nicely or whatever. But it is very much like I can tank hits. I don't really have much damage output exactly, except for the few spells that are just like they will blow you up.
I can't take it. I can heal it with a lot. And I actually gain extra 2 plus one of the spell healing for quality. Right now, one level of life with fire.
Yeah. Dang. Yeah. I mean, I really complain about the spells because I'm just pointing out the things that I was expecting from secret and the things that I've played before. But I haven't really played anything yet that isn't more just like, hey, do whatever the hell you want. Because I think people will argue that all things do whatever the hell you want in any of them, and you can. But I'm saying right from the
Well,
get
there's going to be big damage dealers.
yeah, I'm saying right from the get go though, like I played bar for the not bar for the druid.
Any restoration vacuum or greater or nasty wounds.
I'd like to play bar. I just don't know what bard because I just love like D&D bard vicious. Like the things they can do are like horrifying.
What do they get? Nasty wounds made just the roll or does it take a modifier?
I think it's just not fire.
3d8 plus your spell casting, which means it's going to be 3d8 plus 12. 3d8 plus 12 for everybody from nasty wounds. Roughly. I also have synaptics left, which is really cool.
What is that? That sounds
It's my 2 points in range of psychic energy can destroy the 20-foot radius sphere. Intelligence saving throw. On a fail, you take 8d6 damage. It's 8d6 on a fail and half as much on a success. And on a fail, you have muddle thoughts for 1 minute. During that time, he rolls a d6 and subtracts the number rolled from all attack rolls and ability checks, as well as its constitution saving throws to maintain concentration. You make an intelligence saving throw at the end of each of its turns. Subtract the d6 from any attack or any ability check.
I have a couple of terrifying
Trust Hanson's
spells
What?
that I'm not
What?
usually on that offense
I don't know.
daily.
I'm watching the UFC 253 cold open because I'm so excited.
Excited.
There are some super fucking crazy fights happening tonight.
It's true. The
Yeah,
fight.
Israel Adesanya, Paulo Costa.
Anything you've ever witnessed before in your lives.
I'm here.
I wonder if it's playing right now. I think it's the Dark Choir and Cathedrals theme. Yes, it is. That one's going in my quote book as well, though. I will say.
Which one?
What fucking quote do you think? There's only one quote. That could possibly have made it into my quote. No,
Oh no, there's a couple good ones.
there was a couple good ones, yeah, but there's one that stands above the rest in the form of pure
I also have 6.
comedic timing.
And light prestidigitation resistance. They're the dying.
Some good ones though. I mean, just the actions of party members too is really funny. I wasn't expecting it to be so haha. See, but the real question is, where are my pistachios? Also, if you want a good ambiance, I would recommend turning the rhythm bot to about 40 or 50% because the Dark Cathedral's theme is a little soft. So, if not, if you don't want to listen to it, obviously you can turn it down. But good theme. It's always a good theme for the swamp.
I'm gonna get back on.
Get out of my swamp.
Oh my god.
That too.
Oh my god, god. Oh. I shouldn't say it in front of the DM, but I had like the worst thought ever. Rust monster.
What monster?
A
Rust monster.
Who knows?
Oh.
Maybe your DM has already taken that into account.
Alyssa is waiting for the oven to preheat, and then she'll throw it in and hop on.
I thought you already had the pizza in the oven.
Well, no, I cooked mine.
Okay.
She's making a gluten-free one for herself.
You can just start up. They can start up. I would just want to start talking to the town.
Man, pistachios are so good.
We say clerics are heal bots, but I don't know. Actually, life clerics are amazing heal bots because I have the life cleric bonus to my healing.
The last swamp I played in, we would have all fucking died if we didn't have a life cleric.
Yep, I remember.
You know what's fun about a life cleric is if a life cleric casts like mass cure wounds with a 5 modifier to their spell casting ability, it's 3d8 plus 12 to every person. Which is insane.
Kiyoshi needs to go make a life cleric friend.
Kiyoshi's like, I need you!
Well,
We'd
that's the
be
thing.
unstoppable.
New
There's a
You,
life
you
cleric.
guys in the main campaign, you guys have like healing ability, but it's all minor healing abilities except for one
Alyssa.
spell from Alyssa. Yeah.
It also has 2 casts of major healing stuff, and that's it.
Works.
Like, I have healing, I can't do much, I can't really do any instant healing is the thing.
I also like how Alyssa was just like, nah, I guess Sharak Tur can just be her last name. And I was like, you didn't even have to keep the fucking name. I was just fucking with you. But anyway, I was like, I think I was also just like, yeah, you guys should have had your characters built right now, so I'm gonna fuck with you a little more than I usually do. But
Well, we spent $250 grocery shopping today.
Jesus, you guys really haven't grocery shopped in a while. Have you?
This is the second time we've bought groceries since before the school year started. Well, in any major capacity.
Jesus. I think I spent like probably 50 today, just on.
Also, we managed to, without like calculating the cost of everything, we managed to split it to a 68-cent difference between the two of us.
Oh wow, that's nice.
Mm-hmm. Although, you know, like 20, 25 of that might have been alcohol.
Yeah, I feel that.
Picked up a 6-pack of Oktoberfest, and Alyssa bought herself a somewhat more expensive bottle of wine.
Yeah, fucking, man.
Oktoberfest is pretty good.
Yeah, I haven't been drinking a lot recently. I mean, last week I did have those beers, but this week I'm dry.
I drink frequently, but I don't get drunk very often.
Yeah, I drink to get drunk, so.
I almost 90% of the time I drink, I only have 1 or 2 drinks.
No, actually, let me amend that statement. I think I have a beer from time to time, but sometimes it's just when I'm drinking at least 2 or more, I'll probably just drink to get drunk. Otherwise, it's just a beer and then some soda and then some milk or something like that. But yeah. It's 8:26.
Oh, I hiccuped as I was inhaling.
So y'all wake up the next morning.
Oh, that didn't feel good.
I feel that.
I'm gonna go change my armor class now because it's fancy.
Yeah, what did you use, Connor?
I used because I had it before, but I was I changed it to an armor of tools. Or I used Artificer Infusion. I have 8 prepared. You can only attune to 4, and give some to your other party members. So I'm attuned to Boots of the Wonderlands, Radiant Weapon, Helm of Awareness, and the Spell Refueling Ring. I also have the Armor of Tools, the Homunculus Servant, and then the Enhanced Defense, which is what I just used, and then the Repulsion Shield, which I just gave away. Just know all of these infusions, but can't attune and use all of them, so they have to give to party member. 10th level, 8 infusions down. Also, do you know how crazy the Artificer spell list is? They have Cure Wounds and Revivify.
There's a lot of stuff on the Artificer spell list.
Yeah,
I mean, they can heal. Cure Wounds, Revivify, they can heal well.
If I had to reference the Artificer in reference to another class, it would be Paladin. Because Paladins have fucking crazy spells. But at the same time, Paladins are half-casters, which means you have to be double the level essentially to get what any normal spellcaster would get. So whereas a fucking 5th level wizard would get 3rd level spells, at 5th level, I think half-casters are getting access to maybe 2nd level spells.
They get 2nd level spells.
Yeah. But as it gets bigger and bigger, that divide begins to get more and more apparent. So by 20th level, you only ever have access to maybe 5th level spells.
It's 5th level, yeah.
5th level spells at level 17.
Yeah.
But dude, I didn't know they can cast Lesser Restoration and they can do cleric spells.
They can get greater restoration.
I like the flavor behind a lot of Artificer stuff.
You can get Big B's hand. Holy shit.
Yeah.
They're just let's get the best spells from each spell list and let's put them all in.
What?
You still have connection?
here.
Yeah.
Okay. My computer's not
Alright.
connecting.
So, as you all wake up the next morning and don your armor, you come down, looking a little more prepared than you did last night. You gather, seeing each kind of almost eyeing each other for a moment, who has the shiniest armor out of all of them, and Yoshio just has the shiniest armor. It's not even a debate, because Yoshio has wax. Well, I guess I should say Yoshio had wax. But as you all gather around the table, the dwarf kind of comes up. I hope
Do you leave and
onions...
rejoin the chat, Alyssa?
Oh, she's not even in the chat.
Alyssa's having internet issues,
Oh,
but apparently not me.
that's odd. Quite
I'll
odd.
be right back. I'm gonna go see if I can help.
Okay.
He's hogging all the internet.
How dare he?
Gotta learn to share that internet, boy.
Scottish accent.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pretend that I have a good one.
No, I think it's funny.
It's super funny. I love it. Just commit. Just commit.
Just yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Love
don't
it.
worry. I'm gonna definitely commit. But
Commit to the accent.
I just remember like I can't remember when it was like earlier, and I said like an entire sentence, and I'm like, that doesn't sound Scottish.
That's fine.
I will in a second.
I know,
Yeah,
because technically I'm not Scottish. I'm a Goliath.
I don't
I mean,
particularly want to, but I'm gonna restart the internet because we have Ethernet right now, but no Wi-Fi.
okay, go ahead.
I wouldn't if Alyssa could use Ethernet too, but she can't.
That's cool.
So
Go do it quickly.
No.
You guys have another flashback.
Flat.
things are starting. It's starting back up. It takes a minute to restart, don't you? Aye, it takes a minute to restart. Internet's stupid sometimes. Now I'm just recording myself, just talking. Nobody else is even listening.
Let me open it up so
Oh,
I can
there's
give
the
the
people.
exact steps for you.
Okay. Because like I don't know how to use the select tool in general, to be honest. If anything, it's more of just an inconvenience for me.
What's going on?
Are you back? Is it what happened?
I'm
Where's
back.
Alyssa?
Alyssa, are you back?
What did you do to Alyssa?
Let's see.
Who are you?
I'd click the one that's like the dotted.
Square.
Not the square one, the other one. Because then you can
What?
get like a custom. The
what's
one
the
right
other
below it. It's
Oh,
still a
that's
selection
an
tool, but
eraser.
it's like
Wi-Fi thing.
no, it's not.
But it's an eraser. I see the There's an eraser.
No, not the square. You go down. It's like halfway down. It's dotted lines.
Is it just like it's not the square dotted lines, it's the one underneath that?
Well, you can use the square dotted lines, but this one's easier if you're like for what you're saying because you want to move the head, but you don't want to get like the neck into it.
Yeah.
So you can like just select the head.
Okay. Okay. But then how do I like cut it out and turn it into a new layer?
Then you can do once you have that selected, you can do you can do like copy, and then you can make a new layer, and then you can paste it in. Otherwise, you can like cut it out. You can just do cut to, depending on if you want to keep that, and then you'll just have to once you have that selected and you have that all done, you're just gonna have to go back to select, and you're gonna have to deselect it manually. But that's really easy because you just go deselect.
I see. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Well, I guess the troubling part of that is I'd have to merge my color layer with my with my outline layer first before I did that. I'm guessing.
Um,
When I try to do it the way you're saying, it just grabs the outline and not the color that it already colored it.
Oh yeah, because it's under. It just does it for layer wise. I mean,
Right.
I think you can select it to. Maybe you can select it to do it for more than one layer. Let me.
Wait, I think I've got it.
Otherwise, you can also do like the transform. And transform it that way, where you just transform the neck a little.
I don't know how to. Okay. Well, I'll figure it out. It's cool. But yeah. What's the drawing select tool for?
Which one is that?
It's the one with the square dotted line with the pen.
What the fuck?
To be honest, I never use that one.
How dare
I
you?
I don't use all of the tools.
How fucking dare you not use all of the tools provided and not be able to give me illicit instructions on how to do it?
May
I'm
end up coming in here. Not sure.
Okay. Well, we'll give it another 5 minutes, and if you guys can't figure it out, then meh.
Short of completely switching routers?
Is she still connected to Roll20?
There is no. Our router is giving me Ethernet, but not Wi-Fi. Which I don't know if I've ever had that issue before.
You have dual monitors, yeah, Braden?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if I just give you access to her player sheet and, you guys sit together or something, that could work too.
Oh, yeah, I could do that.
But alternatively, I would prefer that she be able to play herself, but
And then I
obviously
could unplug my mic and route it through the... I'd be worried about doubling audio, but I could send it through my camera. And hopefully Discord can handle that and not replicate audio.
Everyone's using headsets, yeah?
Yep.
Kiyoshi, are you using a headset?
Yeah.
Okay. Connor, are you using a headset?
No.
Do you have earphones in?
No, they are out of batteries at the moment.
Can you start charging them?
Okay.
I mean, I'm more worried about my audio.
We'll see how much
I'm
this
more
does.
worried about the audio coming out of my speaker and then hearing it again on my own camera. I'm not as worried about it
Yeah.
on...
Well, I mean,
Usually happens with other people's, like...
okay, actually, 1 second.
Usually Discord is pretty good about canceling your own audio out.
There is a chance.
Otherwise, technical difficulties
are a bitch.
They really are. But it's fine. What does a map do? You have a second Ethernet cord that you could just like plug into the router so that Alyssa can move her laptop to like the living room or something?
Here's the thing. We have more Ethernet cords, but for some stupid reason, the way they have Swiftel sets their routers up default is so all the Ethernet ports besides the first one are set up to be for television, which tempts me to have them set it up. Because I could see if I could call them and have them set up the modem, because it's a router and modem combined. See if I could have them set up the modem portion as a transparent bridge and connect it to a second router, in which case I would be able to connect off the rest of the Ethernets when I have... So I would have one Ethernet going from the modem to the router, and then be able to use the other slots for...
other things.
Yes.
I don't think that's possible tonight. I'm sure they're closed.
I'm not going to do it tonight, no.
Yeah.
But in the future, I might do that.
Okay.
This is the first time we've ever had just our Wi-Fi leave, though.
Yeah. Well, usually it's like 2 seconds and then you guys pop back in.
Well, yeah, normally if our internet goes down, it just goes down. But we still have internet. We just don't have our Wi-Fi is not coming out of our router.
You reset the router and everything already?
Yeah, I turned it off again, on again.
Oh, okay. You maybe try again?
In which case, I would be back again. I'm gonna completely unplug it this time.
Yes. Technical difficulties.
Say, where did we move the other router to? Around here somewhere.
Yeah.
I just unplugged it completely.
Right there.
Yeah. And if the modem goes out, it would still, it would be better. Darn hiccups. I wonder, is that possible?
And he's like, Tom Cruise, get out of the closet before I pull out my gun. And he pulls out a gun. Tom Cruise is just like, why don't you just come into the closet? And he's like, why don't I just come into the closet? And he enters the closet, like he opens the door, he goes into the closet. It's like, now I'm in the closet, now I'm in the closet too.
Why did you what?
I don't know. It's something about that. It's stupid. It's funny or something. That's so funny.
Yeah.
I laugh so hard every time I see it that I pee myself just a little. Oh. Tiny bit. That's nuts.
Test this. Yes, I want that in. I can't hear you now. Wonderful.
Did it work? Why can't you hear me? Because he said he could. I thought I was the luckiest man. You ever saw?
Well, for some reason, it decided my audio out wants to come through my second crappy monitor instead of my main speaker system, but whatever, it'll work.
Yes. Bizarre. My earbuds are like Bluetooth earbuds, and I need to figure out how I don't know if I can connect it to my computer.
Yeah. Did my
What
check?
kind of Bluetooth capabilities?
I've never used them. Maybe.
Okay.
You need to cache that.
Into your search bar. Is it Windows 10, Connor?
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
You need to
Is that
cache
even
that.
still good?
I don't know. It's pretty old, I think.
Device settings. Click on that.
Right, that was.
And you can add Bluetooth or other device.
How long are checks good for?
A while. Maybe 100 some days.
You wanna throw Cypress my way?
Cypress disappeared in the middle of the night. Cypress committed
So distraught. They left.
the armor. Just like that secret technique was all mine. Give me a second. Marco. There you are, Marco.
Cool.
And there's that rock or two, in case you wanted that. But otherwise, yeah, these are super cheap. They might not have a good ability. That's fair. Well, I mean, it's just that you should start charging them just in case it starts, the audio starts like running through different areas. I don't think it should.
Can they hear you?
Be good.
They heard me say stuff earlier, and I can move closer when I want to actually talk.
I had a problem before. Yes. All right. You guys can hear us, correct?
Yep.
Alright. I think I recommended people turn the rhythm on up just a little because the choir theme is a little soft. So if you want good swamp ambiance, you should turn it up, otherwise you don't have to. Man, the choir in my bedroom is very silent. Yeah. So as you all wake up, gather around the table, you meet the dwarf kind of says, yeah, hope you like steamed onions and broths for the morning. Gives you plates of steamed onions and broths. Here's some water. If you need any mead or ale, we put some behind the counter. Otherwise, just yeah. Step back. You eat up, and what is the agenda, everyone?
Did your character tell us what you found yesterday?
I told you guys yesterday before we went to bed.
Okay. I'd say.
I was more focused on beating my armor.
Talk to the priest.
The priest, which is named Rosenvallow.
Yeah.
I made a mental note of it as I finished.
That's not echoing for you guys at all, is it?
No, it's not.
Oh, good job, Discord.
I think the only thing is, Alyssa needs to speak up just a little. She's coming in a little soft on my end, but otherwise, it's good so far. So, yeah, Alyssa.
Yeah, got it.
Cool. So you guys make your way out of the tavern. The dwarven barkeep kind of looks at you guys. Hope you had a nice stay. Please come again.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, thank you.
I also need to go to the laundromat and pick up my cloak.
Yeah, to the laundromat. Oh, dearie. Oh, you're here. We've got your cloak all ready. Might be just a little damp yet. It's a little earlier in the morning, but should be about ready for you. She hands it across to you.
It's alright. I mean, if the swamp's pretty muggy anyway, it'll still probably be just a little damp anyway. But thank you. It looks very clean.
You're welcome. And yeah, it seems to be cleaned off of the mud stains, dirt, and debris. So you all now gather and make your way to the south side of town where the church lies. You see a man in priest's robes sporting a medallion around his neck, a symbol of the four gods. He seems to be knelt down, tending to a rose bush
witches of Deratrin bog, yes.
Yeah.
Kind of stands up and pats his knees off. Oh, sure. Suppose I could help you out a bit, although I must say my memory is a little shoddy itself as well. But no mind to that. Why don't you all come in for some tea?
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. He makes his way inside and he just goes, kind of look back. So, you sort from, kind of looks you up and down. Are you from the court or?
I'll like pull out her order thing.
No, you're from the guild house.
Oh yeah, we're from the guild house with Digius.
Yeah.
Good. And takes you inside. He pours you some tea. Anyone else want some tea besides me?
I'd take some.
Refreshments are needed right in here. Thank you.
I wouldn't mind a cup if you're offering.
No, sure thing.
I would take some as well.
Sure. He grabs 2 cups, teacups off, puts them down, pours some tea into those as well. Gets to sit down, this tea. A lady enters the room. She goes, "Oh, I wasn't expecting to have visitors today, honey." He goes, "Oh, I don't mind. They're from the city. Coquettes. Just here to do a mission on terms of, well, I don't know who hired you, but Coquettes is usually welcomed around here. You've had a few monsters engage in the area in the past that our protection couldn't handle. So it's always nice to get some visit from good-hearted adventuring folk." He seems to, just to analyze him a little more, he has black hair, somewhat of a widow's peak, kind of sleek back, and kind of a bigger beard, the kind of resting, not very finely trimmed, but trimmed enough, kind of lining about his mid-chest level. He just seems to kind of like scratch the side of his chin just a little. Oh, well, the witches of Deratrin bog, one of the many factions of the bog we have around here. How do I say? Dwellers of the swamp. Now, never do they really engage in our area per se. It's more protected by Braska Protector. They travel around a lot from different area to different area. Gather herbs, and on rare occasion we've gone to them in search of herbalism aid. Of course, they always ask for something in return, but their words are true enough.
So they've been pretty good to you then.
Well, as good as a hag can be. But, as a healer myself, I tend to be able to do much with what I have around here. It's mostly pertaining to herbology that we ever asked the witches to do. We had a nasty case of measles one year. I was running myself ragged, healing everyone around the city, enough to keep them alive. But when the witches asked for sacrifices of 3 goats, we handed over the goats, and they handed over some herbs, and they worked pretty well. The swamp is, how do I say, elusive. Everything strives and works together in the swamp in some weird way. And although there's factions and there's power struggle, it's hard to completely blot out anything in this swamp. Eventually, the ghosts of the south who are dealt with, new ghosts filled their place in the north. The swamp is balanced.
we had some adventurers come and deal with the problem that was engaging our south border, setting rather rigorous filth into our water supply. But they dealt with it, and, well, I guess about a few days later, we saw something crash in from the heavens. Closer inspection. Just for a glimpse, someone thought they saw a capsule of some kind drift into the swamp.
Hmm.
Filling holes is what the heart of the swamp does. We're only here to, well, I would love to say faith before God. But we have our deal with Brask, the swamp protector. If you want to know where exactly the witch's location is in the swamp, I would ask that you go and seek his aid.
Have you
You'll find him outside of town. Simply call for him. Tell him Rosen sent you. And he shouldn't mean you any harm.
have you ever had any trouble with people going missing or intentionally going to the witches outside of
People
the,
go missing all the time.
and you
Not
don't
in our town.
know why?
Now, we know why. It's not, no one from our town ever really disappears. Like I said, we have the protection of Brask, as well as the full guards. We've got a guard. You know, more of a greeter, I'd say, but, you know, he likes to call himself a guard, maybe from time to time. But keep up with him. Rather not very well, I suppose. Otherwise, people traveling through the swamp tend to go missing. We give them warning when they come to town, but sometimes it's the swamp's will to simply get rid of them.
Hmm.
The swamp works in mysterious ways.
So, where should we go to meet this brass?
I've already told you,
Which exit? West, south, north, east? Which was it?
any side of town. He protects the entire area. Knows when you're sleeping, when you're awake, when you can better go.
Do we have to summon him, or will he know that we're looking for him?
We call out to him. Since you weren't listening the first time. And tell him that Rosen sent you. And he shouldn't mean you any harm. Alright. Off we go then.
Well, alrighty.
Right. Back into swamp.
No, no problems with the witches themselves, though?
Sorry, say again?
No problems with the witches themselves, though, right?
The witches usually don't try to mean any harm. You know, they're an element of the swamp as rest as anything around here, so their intentions are as unknown as I care to know about.
Oh, fair enough.
I'd say they're more of, well, neutral goes a long way around here. Neutral.
Goodbye.
No.
Depends on the day sometimes with them. I don't know. Their intentions are a mystery to me.
Are they coming back?
I didn't check to see if this was using like a cauliflower bread or not.
What kind of crust it is?
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but something tastes extra
Wearing, I
vegetable.
suppose nothing really gets through.
Nope.
Except for mud.
Except for what?
For mud. Internet lag. No!
You're back. You're back now, though.
You're back now, though. Oh. They wished you luck on your adventure.
Oh, thank you.
Cyprus. And yeah, you guys make your way. Oh. All right. So you make your way out of town, grabbing what you need before you head out. If you need anything, speak now, or else you're gone.
There's no more wax in town, so that's all we needed.
It is. So you step back out and you realize there's more mud.
There's something. I need to go buy some, like, something. Google something to cover my. Yeah.
Something to cover your something.
Like my shoes. Like, you know, like those, like, leaping.
Y'all sell waders, Rick?
Yeah. I want some waders.
Look at you and they're like, you're not going to find
Waders around here that
can fit around a plate, man. Not without a few days' craft, at least. Especially not my plate, man. Yeah.
Oh, my.
Maybe Marco's plate, man.
Yeah, everything that would fit me.
Waders would need to be, like, cut.
Yeah.
Or you could just hide in them. Or you could, like, put them on to where it, like, overlaps his shoulders, and then just, like, put holes in the sides for his arm.
What do you think you would have anything for mine?
I mean, you could ask one of the farmers outside of town.
All right.
Living on the edge, they harvest onions, catch, and whatnot. So. And you make your way, you get to the farther edge of town again, and the farmers just kind of approach, kind of looks at you. Hey, I don't suppose you're looking for some onions or cabbage around here.
Oh, not at the moment. I was wondering if you had anything that I could cover up the bottom of my armor with for the swamp.
Some waders, I suppose.
Might have to cut him a bit, but
Sure. Were you gonna pay me for it?
oh yeah, I could pay you.
Alright. Just grabs a pair of waders. He's like, oh. These ones here are a little older, but just kind of slacks them over the fence. Probably just charge us silver for them.
A silver? All right.
Just grabs it. He's like, sweet. Sticks it in his pouch. Gives you a nod and pleasant luck on your journeys.
Thank you. What do you guys want to help me with this?
I'll give you guidance.
Kind of like, wait, can I pick him up and, like, so that somebody else can hold him open while we set him in them?
No, I just need to like help cutting them and stuff.
I think I can do that. I'll pull out a knife.
Okay, just make a.
Give him guidance.
Alright, just roll a d20. This isn't a particular check, I guess.
All right. Let's roll a d20. You rolling it? Okay.
One kind of slash across with the d4 in there too. It's fine. It's already succeeded. You managed to get a good size
that kind of wraps around the armor that Marco's wearing, kind of sliding them up, Marco. They're a little roomy in the feet area, but they seem to kind of wrap around different parts of the armor to kind of stick in place. It's a little awkward.
A little bit, just probably a little bit past the legs.
Mm-hmm. They look like thigh-high boots.
Yeah.
There you go.
Except thigh-high for me is like not even your knee.
Exactly. So, as you guys get your waders and head to the edge of town, you begin to make your way out. Stepping in the mud once more, you sink a little. The roads are kept, but again, you gotta watch out for those puddle cyphers. Oh no. You are on the outside of town.
I suppose we should start falling the grass.
We should. Not sure what kind of gentleman lives out here.
Maybe he has advice on how not to get dirty in the swamp.
That's some good thinking. Who knows if he'll even care? Right. Say his name. The boss.
No one
No
saw.
one says his name.
The grass.
He said, yes, there you go.
Brask, are you there?
Hello, good sir.
As you say his name, kind of each of you once at a time, it seems like the fog around you, it's still the fog that was once kind of lingering in the pools around you begin to thicken up. They begin to rise around you. And you see as the water begins to ebb and flow closer to your feet, it kind of brings you a little closer together.
Back away from the dirty water.
Yeah.
Make it away. Mucky swamp water, you kind of center yourselves along the center of the road. You hear as this wave motion ebb and flow of waves behind you, in front of you, and to each side. As you look forward, just barely through the fog, you can see that the road has been cut off with this mucky water.
Gross.
Look behind you, and the same seems to have occurred.
This is the unlock.
Through the reeds, you see a number of lights, red lights, pairs, kind of appear in different areas.
I was gonna go to that party tonight, but
I'm hearing a lot of background noise from somebody. As you hear just this calm breathing almost around you, you see a number of reeds begin to ebb and flow with the tide a little, almost like you hear the breathing in, like a and they seem to perk up, and as they breathe out, you see a number of reeds begin to bend and roll. As you look around, you begin to hear something start getting closer to the front shore. As you see, can only be described as a hollow base, about as large as your body's, gnarled and almost oaken nature. Seems like a tree. Roots, arms, and legs gnarled. It lies just off of the bed, the coast of this murky water. It appears to the frog, just as the face peeks through, you see it just ring out with a, "You have called me."
Rosen told us to seek you for information about the swamp.
Why do you live in all that junk?
Well, if he's heard that, I might as well ask him. How do you live in all the dirt?
It's always hard to do the wispy voice, so I just set it to a keybind so I can talk. And so he seems to look at you and he goes, "You're trash. Maybe my treasure."
That's just nasty.
I don't know why the Discussion makes it.
Anyway. What? We were sent by, was it Rosin, to ask you if you knew, had seen a girl pass through here.
One of the witches.
And where the witches are. Weird that you can smell that.
Headed west to the far coast of the swamp to see the witches. She smelled of the witches. Just different tendrils being necrotic and thrown around him. He goes, headed along the western road, and you shall eventually meet with the witches. The hags of Deratrin Bog.
Do you know how many hags there are? How many?
Three.
I thought I heard 32, and I was like, I think we should just turn around.
The hags live in one.
Right, so how do we traverse this bucket of mud without getting our arm out there? Aren't you supposed to be But you're supposed to be the protector of the swamp?
No protector. Simply protect what is mine. The sphere of my influence drops after the village's edge.
Well, all I'm saying is if it was my swamp, keep it a little tidier.
Oh, you could keep your music tighter while you're at it too.
Alright, listen here. We don't have time
on your little board that you keep in your back. I play real music.
Oh. Thank you for asking.
Doing.
Travel safe through the fog.
Thank you.
Which way did we leave town? Are we already on the west side?
And as he seems to begin to recede into the swamp, you guys are already on the left side. So you recede into the swamp. You see as the water also begins to recede, the road begins to emerge once more around you. The eyes of red shining through the reeds begin to slowly, one at a time, blink, 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 almost blink out of existence.
Ooh.
He seemed nice enough, but I don't think I could live out here.
This is horrible. It is time we move forward.
Cautiously. Watch where you step.
Really,
Cautiously moving forward.
I will keep an eye out for any puddles ahead.
Suspicious puddles. If you're about to step in one, do a test step. Poke it with your toes before you go.
Have my eyes fixed on the road.
So you guys are stealthily making your way, or are you just carefully making your way?
Carefully.
Carefully.
I make sure to stay behind Yoshio and step where they have stepped before me. Alright, you stay in the back of the party. And then I get just marching order on you guys.
I'd go first or second unless someone else wants to go first.
Bosco is going first.
Okay, I can go second then.
Initiating scanning mode.
You guys can organize your characters on the screen you're on. I am currently in the process. Nice.
Hey, nice bog.
Deratrin fog.
What are you trying to do?
Oh, well, now I have connection, not Wi-Fi connection. Is any kind of connection.
Just a moment, loves.
I don't know where to crack my wrist.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I'm loving it. But yeah, you guys begin to march your way through the bog. As you do, you hear a number of what I would call unsettling noises. Almost the cries of crows in the distance. Die! Die!
Something like that. Rude.
How uncivilized you all are. At Osborne? I kind of like bring the mechanical bird out of my back. Now you're going to go ahead and scout ahead for us, Osborne. Let us fly back if there's anything dangerous.
What is
Osborne is a homunculus servant.
you see it just with a nod of means to fly how far off into the distance?
Just within, I suppose within a little bit of sight. It follows my commands. It understands my language. It can't speak directly, but I tell it to scout ahead, a couple hundred feet, couple hundred feet ahead of me.
Just have him roll a perception check.
Okay, let me just throw.
And have him roll an additional d20.
Right, so this is perception for Osborne is a d20 plus 4. Plus 4. Ah. Whatever, I'm gonna just do that. Thought that would work. 18 plus 4, 22.
22. Okay. And roll an additional
d20. I'm also echoing off somebody.
Is it me?
Brandon, Alyssa, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Why did it just now start?
It's been doing it for a while.
Okay.
To be honest.
It's not that bad.
Hi!
Splendid, Osborne.
I don't see that additional d20.
I did. Rolling d20. 18 plus 4 was for the perception check, and then 13 was the d20. You had to do roll d20 plus 4, but it didn't.
Yeah.
Didn't do it.
I just was not scrolled down all the way for whatever reason.
Okay.
So, as you send Osborne out, he disappears in the fog. After you wait a moment and call him back. How much health does he have?
Hey, nice. Alrighty. This is Constitution modifier, so that's plus 1, 6. So that would be for a total of 16 hit points.
Okay.
Not good.
Is that a thing that can like die, or is it a thing that just homunculus would
Make it again.
and then make it again?
Okay. So, as he is flying over the area, you feel as he returns. You see him appear through the fog. As he flies back to you, though, he is taken 12 damage.
Just barely like hanging on.
He's just fluttering. You can see like his wings a little broken. It's like basically just like limpingly flying back to you.
Osborne, stay with me. And I kind of like put it like on the ground, and I cast mending on it, so it's like it looks like I'm giving CPR. Mending deals 2d6 for the construct. Okay. 9.
Did your wee little bird see anything?
Just, I think Osborne was attacked by something. Osborne, did you see any dangers ahead?
Osborne, does he speak any languages?
He's a homunculus servant. He doesn't speak any languages, but he does understand the language that I speak.
Okay. He kind of like looks to his wound that was there, and then he looks back to you and just nods his head in excess.
Was it a bow and arrow that damaged you?
Shakes his head no.
Was it magic that damaged you?
Shakes his head no.
Is it one of those birds that did it?
Shakes his head no.
Alright.
He continues to play 22 questions with him.
Oh my gosh.
I don't have time for you here to sit and talk to this thing. We gotta keep pushing forward.
Thing has a name.
As you all continue forward,
His name is Oz.
Thank you for your efforts, Osborne.
Hey, no. And then I kind of like towards Oswald, like shake its head, like in like kind of like a you're welcome thing. It's kind of like
what do you say? Except you're welcome. You can't talk.
you can't even say that.
Exactly. So, as you all proceed forward, you eventually make your way to a fork in the road. There's a left path. You can see as the water begins to almost start engulfing the road a little along that path. There's a right path, which seems to be a little more foresty than it is. Still swamp, obviously, but it's a lot more brush. It's a lot more tree.
I think we should go the way that's less water, less mud.
Yeah.
I would certainly appreciate that.
I would like to check for tracks before picking that, though.
Check for traps. Okay, just make a survival check.
Where's mine? Survival check. Was that mine or was that
That's
you?
yours.
Oh, it's just okay.
Just says his name, yeah. As you look for the tracks, this area, I mean, the water comes in, the tide comes in different areas. It seems that any scent of tracks that you can identify have been washed away a long time.
I look down at the ground, kind of. I kind of crouch down a little, but I won't kneel because I won't do that in the mud.
You remember, you actually have a flashback.
No.
Yeah.
The shiny knights never kneel, and only to our lord, which is me. Kneel to me.
And I look, and I don't see anything immediately, so I stand back up and just kind of brush my hands and go, well, I choose the path with less water and mud.
I trust your instincts, Pepper.
Is anyone questioning this?
I'll take look too, but I'll like more look at like the twigs and the branches on that other path to see if they were like disturbed.
Make a survival check at disadvantage.
That's alright.
Yeah. Unfortunately, as you look around, you like bend over and you like snap a twig, and then you look at it and you're like, it's been disturbed. Allow me to move us to a little more surreal location.
Oh, that's big.
It's a big map. That's why I focused you on the left side here. I just gotta start revealing the area. So, at least what you can really see with the brushes. much of this area is very obscured by fog, but that's kind of what you're making out. So you guys are more centered along this area. So that left path obviously is the brush path, and then the right path here kind of leads more into the water.
Are they both still generally going west though?
For the most part. Obviously, it's kind of flipped here. It looks like you're going east, but you're going east. One of them seems to lead more northwest, and the other one seems to lead more southwest.
Okay. I'm still going for the one that's like less dirty.
Drusk didn't say anything about two paths, did he?
No, that would have been helpful if he had.
Anyway, I'll begin scanning mode to see if I see anything suspicious.
So
Begin scan.
You guys are making your way along. I just need a consensus, basically, because I'm having some of you go like the left road, but I'm having none of you talk. So.
Oh, I want the road that's twigs and trees. The one I investigated.
Left road, it is.
This one, yes. Begin to make your way through the road. As you guys traverse, there's a larger distance than what you're seeing here. Going up. Eventually, see the way getting a little more clouded, a little more foggy around you. Travel through brush. That's very, very hard to get through, and you get like cottontails and different parts, branches, brushes, kind of stuck to the side or in of your armor. It's kind of poking your heels, and you don't really like it very much.
I don't like this very much.
Chose the wrong path.
Would you rather have mud?
No.
As you make your way, eventually, kind of this very large tree that you guys are next to, you see the fog begins to just almost disapparates in an area around you. Right here, you guys see, obviously going up further, kind of begins to draw along too. You see sunshine, clouds parted in this area, whereas usually it's muggy. There's now dry soil around you. You all see the center of it all. There is what some might call sword and a stone. Seems to have engraved. You're not close enough to really make it out just now.
I go, oh, how lovely. And I jump into the area that's like dry and not muddy and a mess anymore.
I follow right behind.
Alright. You feel the sunlight kind of hit your skin. And as you do, it just, you feel warm. The area around you is grass. There's a number of trees, kind of different odd shapes and sizes kind of around you. They seem to be still kind of curved, but not gnarled in the way of the swamp.
This area is quite lovely, guys. Come in.
Oh, perfect. Oh my goodness, I love this. Oh, sorry, I'm eating. Alright, nope.
It's the last of your crescent rolls, unfortunately.
Yeah, what the? I ate all of them. Alright. Turning it off, autopilot. Gauge manual override.
I'm gonna like start walking closer to the sword.
Okay. As you get closer and closer, the sun seems to hit your skin and your armor more and more. You get a little warmer, a little warmer. It's almost just, it's summertime, so it's a little hot too.
I think that was the summer dress.
Am I close enough to read it yet? Or attempt to?
Yeah, you can attempt to read it. Do you speak Sylvan?
Let me look.
Slicer moving in. I'm gonna move in. So this is like a noticeable kind of like ring or different area around us right here.
You seize the fog as it attempts to slowly close in on the area. It's almost like a dome around you.
He doesn't speak Sylvan.
That seems to repel it. And yeah, of course, you notice that it is Sylvan, but you can't.
I'm gonna try and cast Detect Good or Evil. I can see Aberration, Celestial, Elemental, Fey, Fiend, or Undead within 30 feet, as well as see if ground is consecrated or desecrated.
Okay. You sense that the ground is consecrated.
I'm going to analyze a little bit, use my Arcana to try to figure out what it is.
Okay, how so?
I'm looking at it and emitting a full scan of the item.
Okay, how so?
Yes,
What
using
are
my
you analyzing about it?
no.
Exactly.
Can you like describe it or like I don't know?
It's a sword and a stone. It has a golden hilt. As inscribings also in silver. It has a gem embezzled in its hilt. It's shiny, it's almost silverous blade stops about near the hilt, about an inch near the hilt as it sinks into the stone. The engravings on the rock seems to be arcane in nature. There's a few magic sigils that are peeking out from the bottom, but the rock seems almost not be welded per se, but it seems almost to form a smooth incline into the stone.
Good. I'll analyze the rock. My Arcana on the rock.
What are you analyzing about the rock?
The arcane symbols that you were talking about.
Okay, so you're trying to make out like the half-cut arcane symbol.
Half-cut arc, and if there's anything what's holding this together, and what's kind of about the rock.
Just make arcane check.
Arcane.
This is
Right
a
at you.
this is a weirdly holy place here for being in a swamp.
Is quite curious.
As in, it's literally consecrated ground.
From the sigils you can make out, the very small ones, or even just like trying to make out the rest or complete the rest of the sigils that you can kind of see. You see that this is like divination magic.
Alright.
That the sword, the sigils are meant to keep the sword in.
Okay.
But there's a trigger for release.
Trigger for the release is where?
It's not a physical thing.
Do you guys know what? Do any of you guys know what this says?
It appears to be that there appears to be divination magic keeping the sword onto the rock. And there's some sort of trigger that will release that sword. But what could it be? What could it be?
Can anybody read what it says?
I have no idea what that says.
Nope.
Could figure out what it says, but
Alright.
involves touching the sword.
I'll touch it first, and I'll jump up and touch the sword. I'll poke it.
Poke the sword with your finger. It just lets out from the clatter of the tip of your iron armor finger or mithril armor finger, tanging against the hilt. You just hear this.
Think it's good.
Right, then I'm gonna walk up to it and I'm gonna touch where the text is and cast comprehend languages.
Okay. You touch along the text. It says the same thing as the inscription on the stone.
Right.
What you can read, it says, "An edge appear. Announce your sins and receive the power of the king."
Alright. Want to disclose that information to the group.
Well, thank you for your disclosing.
Those sins. What could it mean?
Maybe someone has to go up there and try to pull it while confessing something.
You want to try it?
I don't want to be a king. I like being a shiny knight.
Oh, but if you're a king, you could have somebody polish your armor for you.
Right.
Or you could have even shinier armor.
The shining sword.
How shiny is the sword right now, by the way?
Very shiny.
Oh, I'm gonna step up to it. Touch it.
You touch it.
You know, I have to say, that's a lot of work just to keep a butter knife like that locked away.
Unless it was not just a mere butter knife, but a powerful item.
I mean, it's a pretty nice sword.
You said sin is correct.
Yes. It says, "An edge appear. Announce your sins and receive the power of the king."
Suppose we'll try and pull it then, huh?
Yeah, Yoshi just kind of touching it and just being silent up there. I'm not sure what he's doing.
Give it a good hard pull, Yoshio. We're all strong here. We're all strong
Sometimes
here.
I covet the wax sometimes. A little too strongly. But it's only for the shininess.
As you say that, you hear whispers surround you. Covet, sin, sin, covet, sin. Great sin, covet, sin.
That's a bad sign.
Can anyone else hear the whispers?
Did you try to pull it?
I'm gonna try and pull it now that I said something.
Yeah, as you pull it, it seems to start sliding out. You realize as you pull it, your hand wouldn't have released from the pommel regardless. That's it. The sword grows heavy in your hand for a second, swaying your arm down. You see Willie, as well as the rest of you, that the sigils begin to fade away. And as that happens, gold begins to grow black.
Oh no.
Looks about as shiny as your armor.
As the blackness of the hilt begins to swoop down, it slowly begins to actually leak into your armor. You can't let go of the sword. It begins to travel up your arm, around your shoulder.
Yoshio, you might want to let go of that.
Yo, what are you doing?
I can't let it go.
Takes the other side, the other arm, eventually reaching down. You see the sleekest, blackest, shiniest armor you've ever seen.
Wait, that's illegal. That's illegal. That's not. It's gonna be bright shiny.
And the etching on the stone begins to continue around the side. You can hear it like something is etching it in as you're holding the sword, Yoshio.
Let's see. What does it say now?
Oh, you can't read it.
Oh, I know. I'm asking the person that can. I'm asking Billy.
I've got to touch it again, so I reach out and put my hand over to the text.
As you read the continued lines of the poem, it reads, "An edge of pure evil. Announce your sins and be swept away, and receive the power of the king. Darkness."
Oh.
Right. So you might be evil, huh?
Also, Yoshi's never gonna get fucking hit ever. I'm just gonna say. This sword gives a +1 to AC.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm at 21 now.
Oh, come on, Martha.
Right.
So long sword, yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna use it instead of my regular sword then.
You realize as you're holding the sword, the name of the sword whispers out. Gilindry. It is now in your
Alright.
Am I still? I'm not. Am I detecting anything evil yet? Because it lasts for 10 minutes.
Oh, now you're definitely detecting evil. It was shielded by the divination magic around you before, as a way to basically seal the blade off. It is now ever present, almost leaking from the sword itself.
This thing's sick.
Is that thing still stuck to your hand then? Or?
No, it releases now.
I'm detecting a lot of evil from that.
Well, maybe whoever sealed it away should have written a better warning.
Or there was just a trap.
Or maybe someone should have shared their wax.
Why? It got me an even shinier armor.
There is some pretty armor.
Sparkles in the sunshine, guys. It's the shiniest armor you've ever seen. Maybe even shinier than your captain's.
Oh.
What captain?
Wow.
I am the captain now.
That might be even shinier. That might be even shinier than the captain's with his special technique.
What are you talking about, the special technique?
Yeah, captain's special technique.
Yeah, the one he taught me.
I know the special technique.
I know the special technique.
The captain told me the special technique. He entrusted me with it.
You were all going with the flu, and you specifically told me.
You were all gone with the flu. And I got the flu.
You all realize that you've never all had the flu multiple times.
When did we all have the flu on 5 occasions?
I don't know.
You know, I get the feeling that he wasn't quite being honest with us.
The captain wouldn't lie to us.
Captain, no, of course. Just to be an outstanding member of the Shiny.
Anyway, we're gonna have to tell the captain about this.
The captain's gonna see it.
Right.
That
Suppose we just go then.
I almost took Legend
Yeah,
Lore.
but I got my eye on you, Yoshio. I'm gonna keep an eye and I'm gonna take a look at that armor again if we get the chance.
I'd like to take a vote and make Yoshio go first, just in case there's some deep spots.
It's true. I mean,
You bitch, no.
Yeah, I agree. I second it.
if we're being real, the dirt won't show as well on black armor, so
And maybe your cool evil new sword will help you.
Yeah.
As punishment for coveting the wax.
we'll put you more on white armor.
Do you know how much water spots
I
and
mean,
stuff
we
show
did
on?
have like bright silvery white before.
Yeah.
It's almost worse than a white vehicle.
Yeah.
Good luck trying to keep your black armor clean, though. By the way, I think water spots show on that even more than anything else.
The price of beauty, I guess.
What's down this way?
That's just the log that's out in the water.
Okay. Because the path just ended here, yeah?
So we need to go the other direction, probably.
I mean, you guys see to the north of you that there's like almost like a sea, like a coast to a sea. But
We need to go
you
west.
see very, very far in the distance that there is the coast of another part of the swamp, a little farther out.
Is it more like west that way, southwest or something? Because we were going pretty northwest and we need to go just west-west.
Sorry, but
I know that made no sense. The coast that we're seeing that's like further out at a further distance, is that like, because we kind of went,
I can't hear you, Alyssa.
oh no.
Language.
We went like northwest. So we're, oh, it's up there? Oh. We went like northwest. So we're kind of more north than, I don't know, we need to go probably a bit southwest now or something to actually get to the west. Because that's where the witches are, like west. So are you saying because we could see the coast a bit further like north that we could get to the coast and then just walk it?
It would take you a while. You know, there's always a second road.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's try the second path.
Yeah, okay.
As they say stuff about the path less traveled.
But we know that people have been traveling that path. At least the girl is supposed to have.
I mean, Brask said we were supposed to follow the path, and if this one ends here, may as well check the other.
So you end up back towards the intersection that you crossed once before.
We have a new marching order. Yoshio, you're in front.
As you guys make your way back, you see as the area behind you gets to get gulped up by the fog.
So does this sword not have a hilt, like a scabbard or anything, obviously? Or does it? No. Am I just carrying it?
Karen.
Okay.
I'm really not sure that was a good idea to take. At least your armor looks cool.
Find out, Marco. Yes.
I feel this thing feels like it'd be amazing. I feel stronger than ever.
Great, you go first.
If you turn evil, Yoshio, I will not hesitate. Alright, onward.
Good luck hitting him, to be honest.
And some of us don't need to hit you, you know.
I don't need luck, Yoshio.
Start walking gingerly because I don't want to get the black armor dirty.
Okay. You guys begin to make thine way then. Eventually, as you cross, you kind of have to knead your way through the light parts of the water, but eventually managing to reach the other side. It's about boot deep. Some bits of the water, some bits kind of go up to about half your shin. You have to tussle through some reeds and some brushes.
I'm glad I got these waders.
Oh yeah, never mind.
Halfway up our shins. How high is that on you?
So,
Yeah, how are the
The shin's not that big.
Halfway up on our shins.
our boots?
I mean, they're
What,
getting
like a
muddy.
foot?
I'm gonna try and like wipe them off in the grass a little bit.
Not past the waders, but get away up my leg.
Yoshio, you don't need to.
Oh, they're clean.
Ah!
They enter and exit as clean as the day that they entered your feet. Waxed and everything still.
Oh, these are beautiful.
You see a smoking cottage in the distance.
Wait, hold up,
Like-
everyone. I think that's where the witches live.
Like smoke coming out of the cottage, or like the cottage is on fire?
I'm assuming smoke coming out of.
It's coming out.
I want to clarify.
Oh, that's fine.
But setting something on fire.
It is currently seems that they have something a stew in.
I'm assuming it's been more than 10 minutes. A lot more.
More than 10 minutes.
You know,
I'll do. I can do that as well, but once we get closer is when I'll do it.
Would you like me to scout?
alright, I have the perfect idea. I have the perfect scout in mind.
Are you gonna look at me?
No, the bird.
Osborne!
Osborne, okay. I was like,
Alright.
Oh, no, you're not stealthy at all. What are you talking about?
this black armor doesn't scream stealth.
Oh,
I could
it
be
doesn't.
stealthy.
You said it shines.
It is really shiny.
Stealth is for the weak. This is what we have learned as shiny knights.
Come at ya.
Seriously. No guerrilla tactics. Those are for pussies. Right, Osborne, go ahead and report. Oh God, you can't speak. I keep forgetting.
You know, if it could speak, I would be able to understand it. But if it can't speak at all, I can't do much about that.
Well, that'd be really useful. I forgot to install the speaking mechanism when I created it, and I'm really regretting it. I know, Osborne. I know. Okay, just after your sense.
Well, maybe send him and just ask if he sees witches.
Right.
Or the girl.
Okay.
That's all we
Right.
really need to know.
Alright, Osborne, I'm gonna need you to be stealthy. I'm gonna need you to report back what you see.
Alright. You send them out. And
I send him out.
they roll a perception check and a stealth check.
Alrighty.
Guys, what if it's not witches and it's an ogre? Somebody once told me that ogres live in the swamp.
I also remember that
body
I
once.
told you, fuck you, I was gonna do that.
You know, I'm not sure I've ever run into an ogre.
I also was once told that somebody once told me. World.
That's a perception check.
Wow.
Now he just needs to survive.
Objective, survive. Before Osborne. One man.
Don't have a cow.
One bird.
Don't have a cow.
Like just rolling.
How are you gonna roll?
Rolling, rolling, rolling. Give me the roll.
And rolling, rolling.
Flashback time.
There we go.
Oh boy. You, shiny knights, you must make haste in the face of darkness. Proceed onwards. Live strong. Prosper. I'm gonna go take a leak.
Yes, Captain.
Okay, Captain. I'm just gonna admire myself with the reflection of my armor.
I am.
Grab a beverage.
Yeah, I'm getting Osborne's funeral ready, guys.
Who's grabbing a beverage?
Did you roll yet?
I don't see the roll yet.
Yeah, that's the rule.
What roll?
The roll for your stealth.
Oh,
Oh, right. Stealth.
What are we not waiting for?
I can already picture the ogre stepping up, kick the door open, and being like, "What are you doing in my swamp?"
Oh yeah.
Right,
I can
that's a
totally
7
see it.
stealth check.
Oh, Osborne, why?
That's a 23%.
Marco!
That's a 7 stealth.
Marco!
Yes.
Then I'd have to persuade him.
I,
Tell him we're making waffles.
You see, I know you're looking for some extra training, and I just got back from my leak. I peed a little on the floor. Would you mind cleaning it up?
I mean, I don't see why you can't do it yourself, Captain, but
Don't question your captain. How else are you going to learn the secret technique of waxing your armor?
I suppose I could help a bit.
All right.
I have a warhammer.
I mean, as a cleric, you start with like a warhammer or a mace.
Anyways, so that's a pretty shitty stealth check.
Yeah, it is.
receive everything, but not what's gonna come in it.
Perfect. Alright, and I cast Commanding on it to make sure it's all filled up to 16. Right?
So you send it out. Oh, 10 minutes pass and it still hasn't come back.
Is your little friend coming back?
Hey, he always comes back. I told him to.
I mean, isn't he just going right there?
Yeah, it's like 30 feet ahead. Like, what the?
You want me to go look?
Alright, everyone. Everyone, this has just turned into a rescue mission.
It was already a rescue mission.
It was.
More rest.
No.
Now
Now
I've gotta get serious.
Osborne, no! Right. Everyone.
Well, we're not really going to be able to stealth up there, so
That's a big negative.
I can.
You don't even want
I
to
can try.
I wanna try.
I want to try. Try it away from me.
as I pull out my bag, no, I'm just
Wait a minute. Everyone, we need to spread out a little bit because we all make a lot of noise. And that way, they'll think that we're coming from all angles.
Yes, good idea.
It's genius.
walking through that water.
All right. So,
I can go under the tree.
all right, spread
Oh,
out,
I only got it.
spread out, everyone, and begin your approach.
Are we gonna try and be a bit quiet?
Yes, we're trying to stealth.
We're trying.
Alright, I'll give it a shot.
Oh, great. So you actually have
Except for
pluses to it.
not Aaliyah, fucking Cypress rolls at disadvantage.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you don't roll at disadvantage.
No, but I still only got an 8.
I've dreamed of this moment for so long.
Yes, it's time, dude. I'm not that bad.
Even.
Willie, are you coming?
Yeah, I'm coming.
I still rolled like one of the lowest. Darn.
I imagine us like saying this, and we're like, and I'm like, shh,
Chink, chink. Yeah.
hey guys, shh.
Yeah, say that. Right. The sounds of pots and pans clanking together. I know.
I'm the only somewhat stealthy person here.
That's right.
I'm not even trying.
So we'll distract the rest of you. We'll distract them.
I'm somewhat stealthy.
Let's see. So that first one was Marco's, I'm guessing. The second one Cypress's.
The first was Cypress, because Marco actually has some stealth.
Okay.
Cypress does not have stealth.
No, I just don't have disadvantage.
So, yeah, as you guys approach, it seems that that your halfling is rather well endowed in the ways of stealth, even with armor. He's wearing his waders and it's kind of muffling the grinding of this metal. And Cypress is kind of like getting closer. Steps in a puddle and pisses him off a little, so he kicks the puddle.
Where are you going?
Yoshio, you're kind of making your way too, but there's still kind of like that of your armor. Everyone kind of has that. The Kagadas. You're just big, and you can kind of hear like your big meaty boots step into the slippery mud. Iron Man. You're doing pretty good too. You kind of you set your armor to silent mode.
Got it. Yeah, after I push feet at the bottom.
Set your armor to silent.
Huh?
Nothing.
It's now that you kind of begin to hear the cackle of some witches just like. My pretty, you would be ours. No. We're not gonna turn off one into one of them.
I think they might be talking about the girl.
Don't know that.
You're the dumb one.
You outside.
I am the dumb one. But it doesn't mean I don't have my moments. And also I'm yelling.
We have
I'm
your
trying to sneak.
You give him back. Unarmed.
No.
Where's the front door on this place? Right there. Okay.
Wait, what is this? Is this like a fence?
It's a cottage.
Oh, like this whole thing is just a big building?
Yeah.
Oh shoot, that's really big.
Everybody on a window, we're breaching this. You want to see big? You should take a look at my house.
Are there windows?
There's windows, but they're on the second story.
Oh.
Some of them are closed or shuttered shut. There's a window on your level about right here, maybe, but both of them are kind of shuttered shut, like I said.
All right. Everyone, you ready to preach?
Okay.
I mean, shouldn't we try and talk to him first?
Talk to him.
Yeah, what are we gonna say? Oh, don't turn us into a fraud, please. We want our wee bonny lass back.
I mean, we'll have to figure out where the girl is.
That's, my dearie, that's just an old urban legend. We turn people into toads. I'll consider it.
What, oh, so we're just having a casual conversation with these guys now, yeah?
Oh.
I mean, they're talking to us. We're talking to them.
Yeah, we're not talking to him. What are you planning to say to him? They have my dear born hostage.
We ask that you hand back the moculus and the girl.
And why might that be, my pretty?
Dad wants her back.
Her dad's the only reason she's in this mess in the first place.
We'd maybe like to speak with her.
Saigon.
Where are you going?
We'd like to speak with her. How are we just yelling through the house at them?
Good. It just comes in like muffled, like almost like someone has a rag over your mouth sometimes.
Yelling through the window at them. We'd like to speak to the girl.
I'm gonna just knock
Girls,
on the
take
door.
a nap. It seems that she's only got another day until dusk, until she turns into one of us.
I mean, it does. Fine. We'd like to talk to her before she does that.
Chartreuse, wake the girl up for us. Hello? Hello? Hello?
What's her name?
Door's shut. It seems to be locked.
I forget the girl's name. What's the girl's name?
Why don't you talk to the girl then?
We have to see her. We need to see that it's her talking to us.
No.
You could just crack the window a wee bit.
Yeah, we could do that. We could blow the freaking house down.
Now you're sounding like a big bad wolf.
And I'm gonna help.
What's the girl's
window
name?
begins to
Starts the D.
creak open a little.
The girl's right here.
Can we see her? Or
You can see her. You can see a cauldron with a Osborne hanging above it.
no?
You can see her sitting in the chairs, the girl. She seems to be somewhat worried, kind of like looking around. But she's sitting almost just like a lady, you know?
Mhm.
And there is one witch that seems to be grabbing her shoulder. She's like, "Are you happy? Pretties?"
What was the girl's name?
I'm not even gonna try and pronounce it. I'm gonna massacre that.
Her name is Chlamydius.
Oh,
See, I don't think chlamydia starts with a D, which is what her name started with, I believe.
Chlamydius a lot of the time does start with the D. God
damn it.
Come on, that was a good one.
That's pretty good, but
Her name is Diaz.
Hey.
Diaz?
Yes?
Are you willingly here?
No? Why would I come out in the middle of back-ass nowhere? Into a bog? My feet are all dirty. I've got blisters all over my hands and feet. I swear I touched a frog. Got a wart.
Then why are you here?
Dude, I woke up here. I want out. I want to be back home.
So this whole narrative of her father is the only reason she's here in the first place is looking pretty thin there, right?
And yet you don't hear our side of the story, idiot.
Then get talking.
As she like releases the shoulder of the girl, she goes,
It all started.
you see as the girl's eyes grow almost lifeless and her head just begins to bow a little.
And girl, you can go prepare the cauldron.
And she stands up and begins to drop different things in the cauldron and mix it.
It all started when that noble idiot came here. I suppose he didn't come here, but sent a spy or a thief here to
was not his. He stole my sister's and mine's heart.
Like the physical thing?
Yes, the physical thing. What else? Talking about love? But you're still standing. Yeah. Our hearts are in a box. He stole them all. And now, he'll pay with the heart of his daughter.
If he has your hearts, why wouldn't he have just done something to you himself?
Because he didn't. I suppose he knew he couldn't kill us. After all, we're the hags of Deratrin Bar.
Never heard of ya.
Well,
Sorry.
who are you then?
That was shiny nice.
Never heard of you. I'm shiny. Never the shiny one. Well, never heard of you, so now we're
Not surprised seeing the house you live in here.
We hold sufficient sway around the bar, you see. But seems we left ourselves open to a thief. Now, he might not have been able to kill us, but what that noble was after was power. And with the power of our heart, he'll have magical power to do ill to others as we do to offenders of the swamp.
So I guess my question is there any way we could get the girl back without having to bust in here and take her ourselves?
We can always get our hearts back.
Figured you'd say that. What do you guys think? Do you think he'd willingly give the hearts back?
I don't know about
If you went to the
willingly.
trouble of stealing it, I don't think it back very willingly.
A nobleman such as him, he would never have done such a thing to these bog dwellers.
He may not have, but when he has the hearts of 3 delectable hags, they tend to warp the mind of a common man.
Would you give us time to try to get your hearts back?
You have until next dawn.
That's,
And then the girl turns into a hag.
that's not enough time at all.
Not
You
really.
better hurry up.
What about the
You are not being reasonable.
Say again.
What about the homunculus?
The homunculus, if you ask or do as we wish, is returned to you safely. The girl even more so once we get our hearts back.
But what if we need the homunculus?
Give you right now. The girl you can have back later.
I'm just making sure we get the homunculus back.
I told you, but we're gonna give you the homunculus back.
I mean, really, thank you. I appreciate that.
What's our group's like intelligence levels here, by the way?
Intelligent?
Average.
I'm a genius.
Yeah, he's really smart.
Ah,
Such me. My, oh my.
I have a 10 intelligence. Yeah.
Oh, even 8?
We're all smarter than Alyssa.
I got a 7.
Thank you. You're in.
Call you lizard blade.
Lizard brain.
Look at that infight. We gotta get going.
He'd even get it.
Well, okay.
That's enough time. Get back to Castle, take our hearts back, and come back before the girl turns into a witch.
How much time?
Okay, just how long of a journey was it to like here? Like
To here so far,
to here so far and like back to Castle? It seems like more than a dawn.
you
Have 2 days. It took you a day to get here. Just
So-
enough time.
We'll miss next dawn.
It would be like we'd have to book it back. We'd have to book it back. No funny business. Can't worry about the armor. We gotta get there. We gotta bust in, find the stuff, first try, get out, run back. Is what it would have to be.
And we're not gonna get to sleep either.
No.
So it's about noon. And she's not talking about tomorrow dawn. She's talking about the dawn after.
Oh, so not next dawn.
That is next dawn.
Oh, what? Okay.
The dawn after next.
The dawn, I guess that's the dawn after. Yeah.
Got it. Anyway.
We have to look at ourselves here and think, can we do that? Can we make it back there?
Alright. I think we need to just. Alright. We'll be heading back shortly. I require homunculus. One.
She grabs a knife. She walks over. Cuts the homunculus free. Go, pretty bird.
Oh, Osborne.
She was talking about that when she was calling him a beauty.
Alright, I'll put it in like the whole backpack. It's done enough for today. Alright. We may or may not be back shortly as fast as we can.
Okay.
Bye.
Since we run out of time, you guys get a cool fast travel.
Run. Yeah, it'll be like, okay, and I like begin to like once we're like out of earshot of like the hags, we're like, okay, are we really going to like align with ourselves with some lying witch hags? Like, can't be.
I mean, but either way, we don't want him to be having a hold of something that powerful. The cloud is judgment.
I was gonna say before we got back, I wanted to talk about what exactly we were asked to do by the king
Kill the witches is what he asked us to do.
and his daughter.
Did he even ask us to bring his daughter back? He never even
Yeah,
asked.
he did.
Not really. It was just stated, oh, she's gone again. He never actually asked us even to bring the daughter back. He seemed more concerned with killing the witches. He wanted her broken free of the spell, yeah, sure. But he seemed more concerned with killing the witches.
We should maybe talk about the fact that she was basically in the middle of the witches, and we're a bit worried about her safety if we do start an all-out fight with her in the middle.
He's not gonna like it. He said there's dire consequences if we don't do the thing he wanted.
We have time still.
I mean, we did try technically, and it's not like we're not going back. So
Why don't we take a 5-minute break?
All right, cool. I can go to the bathroom.
Alright.
We immediately start back up at 10:30. So,
10:30.
And yep, you guys will be in the noble room of throning.
All right.
Alright.
Just gonna stop this here for now then.